BMT. It's my baby mama, I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coke. It's my baby mama, she be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups. It's my baby mama, I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coke. It's my baby mama, she be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups.
Razor be on the track.
Yeah.
terrorists.
Salute.
BMT. It's my baby mama, I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coke. It's my baby mama, she be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups. It's my baby mama, I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coke. It's my baby mama, she be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups. It's my baby mama, I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coke. It's my baby mama, she be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups. It's my baby mama, I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coke. It's my baby mama, she be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups. Riding around, try to play the Romans, innocent with an evil soul. In public, wearing fake hellos, behind closed doors, she rock them horns. I moved on, she wanna teach me a lesson. Can't see my kids, man, I'm stressing. Couldn't see my son to give me his present. She got married to teach me a lesson. Telling people she did nothing wrong, knowing that well since I moved on. Thought that money would keep me home. Hell no, bitch, I'm gone. I don't know what you lost your mind. Try to say my name, but I know your kind. Saying I'm a deadbeat, bitch, you lying. Fighting in court, man, I'm trying to be a father to my kids. She focus on the wrong shit, worried about another being instead of us co-parenting. Put my kids in grown folks' business, telling them lies, bitch, you wicked. Split personality, oh yeah, you twisted. Never thought I'd go through this. It's my baby mama, I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coke. It's my baby mama, she be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups. It's my baby mama, I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coke. It's my baby mama, she be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups. It's my baby mama, I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coke. It's my baby mama, she be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups. It's my baby mama, I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coke. It's my baby mama, she be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies and doing setups.
All stand, please. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. This honorable court now stands adjourned, sine die. God save the state and this honorable court.
Yeah. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what the fuck it is. Shit. You may be seated in this motherfucker. Now, I know the bailiff be like, God save the state and his honorable court. Now, God save men and our children. Shit. But, you know, fits the narrative when you go into court, of course. But yeah, shout out to the baby mama Terry's Bounty Hunters. I'm your host, Mr. Palmer. And today we're going to talk about the bullshit that happens to military men. See, a lot of military men go through turmoil, go through alienation. They go through war. And I'm not talking about going to war in Iraq. I'm not talking about going to war in Afghanistan. I'm talking about going to war with a baby mama terrorist. I'm talking about going to war against this unjust system that they call family court. There's so many military men who come out the military surviving the war, but end up going into the worst war that they ever have. Some don't make it out. What do you mean some don't make it out? What I mean is some end up on drugs, alcohol. They end up committing suicide. And sometimes it could be a homicide. Because when it comes to this unjust system and trying to be a father and being their children's lives, it's destroyed because of a baby mama terrorist. See, the baby mama terrorist is a baby mama that come in all forms. But these are domestic terrorists. We ain't got to worry about what's going on over there in Russia. See, we got terrorists right here, domestic terrorists, who will set a man up for failure. And if any woman that's dealing with that same man, she will set you up for failure. And there's quite a bit of military men who was honorably discharged that survived that wave, who would tell you, if you're going to go into the military, please don't get married. Please don't get nobody pregnant. Well, what about if I get with a female that's in the military also? Shit, that's even worse. You really fucked up. I talk to young soldiers, I talk to retired soldiers, and they tell me, shit, man, the female in the military is just as worse. So I'm gonna talk about a man, a white man, and the reason why I want to show this video of this white man, because a lot of you fake black queens sit back and say the white man don't have these problems. You know, they alpha males. They take care of their children. They don't have them problems. And what people need to realize that everything that I talk about in family court, white men been going through it way before we have, and they go through it worse. So let's stop with the bullshit about what the white man is capable and not capable of, and say we don't want to be fathers. You can't make this shit up. But this just happened a couple of months ago, actually. This happened I want to say October, November, somewhere around there, because he posted on his Facebook page, and I caught the clip before the shit got flagged down, you know, on my fuck child support page, and I saved it, and I said I was going to talk about it. I was supposed to have been talked about the military since last year with Perfect Blackness and Julius Mays, and it's other brothers that talked about it, and I said I was going to talk about it, but, you know, other stories, other shit going on, and I said it's the right time to talk about why you should not get married going into the military or even have kids. Wait till you're done. You know what I mean? I mean, if you're already married and you got a child, I mean, you do what you do. Just know that this happened to you. Now, it's this white dude who went to court in Minnesota. And he was a retired veteran. He had just retired out. Baby mama Tez Al Karen took him to court and basically set him up for failure. And my man Davis, man Davis here, good. I got 3 brothers that's gonna come up here after I show y'all a couple of videos. This video right here, I want y'all to see first, and how this man basically lost it all or losing it all. And like I said, since y'all say the white man is the number 1 on the planet, I'm gonna show you how the number 1 on the planet gets set up for failure, and they don't give a fuck about who the fuck he is or ain't. Yep, Perfect Blackness in the building. Julius Mays up in the building. Oh yeah, we finna get ready to cook. So we're gonna definitely talk about this situation. I like 3 clips. I hope everybody doing cool, and I hope everybody's rooting for the Bengals to whoop that ass tonight for the Super Bowl. I really wanted the Kansas City Chiefs to get it, but they lost. So I'm going with the underdogs. So yes, I'm going with the Bengals. They're gonna whoop that ass. They ain't won in over 20 years, 25, some shit. I'm going with the underdogs. Oh man, shit. Let's do video at. My man, Trey said 500 on Bengals winning by 3. I ain't alone. Man, what I just do with that? Hold on, I just had it. Okay, his name is Patrick Samuel. And basically his title was No Due Process. And what I want y'all to realize, that they don't give a fuck about you being in the military. When you go through that court system, family court, they don't care if you're a police officer, a lawyer. Hell, they don't even care if you're a judge going in there. They might give him a little more leniency, but he's gonna pay child support. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be set up for failure, one way, shape, or form. They don't care about you being a police veteran. They don't care about you being in the Army for 30 years and saving men and all that shit. Now when you go in family court, you that big bad dude that's gonna hurt that wife or ex-wife because she said you try to do domestic violence on her and get a restraining order, and they're gonna give her sole custody. So that's the difference. Shout out to Chris Jett, and he was also in the military. Shout out to Chris Jett for $10 donation. She said, when I was in the Army station in Fort Bragg, for a brag. I heard plenty of stories of soldiers killing their wives because of their trifling actions. The marriage laws benefits the woman more than men. 100%. 100%. 100%. So that's why here's the thing. Did this happen to every single soldier that go up in there? Of course not. Just like every single man is not dealing with a baby mama tears or dealing with child support or dealing with being alienated. But most of them are. And if this don't apply to you, then you have no issues. But for all you young men that say, hey, I want to go to the military, I want to build a family and all that stuff, this is why you should watch this. And for you mothers that got sons that you don't want to go through the same situation, they want to go to the military, you need to show them this. So I'm going to let this man speak his piece, and he's going to explain to you this just happened some months ago. This ain't nothing that happened 20 years ago. This happened like either October, November, December. And he's going to tell you how he did not get no due process. He was set up for failure, how he lost it. So check this out, y'all.
Howdy from Colorado. This is Patrick Samuel Connery. I want to wish y'all a very Merry Veterans Day 2021. I have to make this video. I cannot get it.
Okay. He did this on Veterans Day. So that was November the 11th or the 10th. So, like I said, this was 2021. Because, you know, a lot of people quick to say, well, it's old. Old or not, it doesn't matter because this shit has been going on for a long damn time, and it's going to continue to go on. Shout out to Stronger Grand for the $10 donation. He said, I did 8 years in the Navy. I've seen many men dragged through the mud over child support and alimony. While he's on deployment, Jody is smashing his wife. I got cheated on too. The game is the game. And that's why I want brothers to know the game so they don't fall failure to the game, such as like Pac-Man. Me, I never been in the military. My dad was in the military. I said I wasn't going. It ain't for me. I don't believe in serving a country that didn't serve me and my brethren as black people. But anybody that go, I don't knock it. I would tell you not to go. I have family that joined the military, came out doing real good, and got their own business and stuff like that. It's just not for me. Shout out to Strong and Grand. It made a lot of people I know tougher, made them more responsible, had opportunities to go to school, and live their life to the fullest. But then I know others that will set up for failure. So yeah, you do what works for you. Shout out to Julius Mays, who's also a veteran. He's a Navy veteran. Shout out to him for the $2 donation. He said a moment of silence for 22 a day. Shout out to you, my brother. Perfect Blackness is a veteran. All right, let's check this out. This was November the 21st. I mean, November 21 for Veterans Day.
Fair trial in Minnesota. It's called due process. My children and I are exempt, I guess, because I'm a combat veteran. Call me nuts. All right, you want to call me crazy? January of this of 2021, the VA did a comprehensive mental health eval. So I got my 100% in January. And they said that Ramsey County, where I got my divorce, has been financially oppressing me and psychologically torturing me. You think I'm nuts? So right here, my case went to Court of Appeals. Here's the number. There's my name on there. And so if you type in, look at this. You type in my name right there. And then here's the court. And here's my contact. Help, share, like, comment, all that.
Let's go back to that right quick.
Right there. And then here's the court. And here's my.
So this was done in try and get it right so I can see it. It was done in Minnesota. It was in Minnesota Court of Appeals, Army Military Records Agency with the number on there. That's his name on top. I can't see what county, but it's in Minnesota. So that's what he's talking about, y'all. This happened in Minnesota. He don't live in Minnesota, but the case is going on in Minnesota.
Here's my contact. Help, share, like, comment, all that. Okay? So you type in my name in Minnesota, you're going to come up with that blue book that showed you, Court of Appeals. I want you to go to page 3. Right here, December 7th. Ooh. And then right here. So December 7th, there was an assault. Yeah, I was assaulted and they flipped it around. So OFP respondent was ordered to take a mental health eval and domestic abuse program, failed to comply with either aspect. So he's saying I'm non-compliant with the court order. Here's the court order. Okay, domestic abuse program.
Now, mind you, he said that he was getting beat up by his wife at the time, or ex-wife, or whatever. And they twist the narrative and put it on him. He abused her, so now he got to take this mental health class. And if y'all look up the stats, I don't know the stats verbatim, but I hope y'all know that men are more abused than women. I'm gonna look that up though and get the actual stats and stuff, but men are more abused. The only difference is men don't call the police. Men don't put it out there. Men usually don't say nothing. It's very rare. That's why I tell y'all, if a woman put their hand on you, call themselves beating on you, record that shit and call the police and press charges. I don't care if somebody said, "Oh, you a man. You could have just let it ride. You could have just walked away and all that shit." Nah, you set that motherfucker up for failure and put her ass in jail just like she'll do you. Now, he made a report, but yet they put it on him and they turned the tables and shit and got it where he got to take a mental evaluation and shit. You can't make this shit up.
And the judge ordered ma'am, I just graduated last month. You know, he's gonna take it again. Good. Yeah. That program. Graduated 2 weeks after this piece of paper. So I took it twice, Ramsey County. Non-compliant? I don't think so.
Ramsey County in Minnesota. And he just said he took it twice. This is the second time taking this shit. And shout out to Simply a Diva. She's a military veteran also. So yeah, let's finish. Let's continue.
Day of the week. And then the mental health eval, non-compliant. I want to know who wrote that. Right? Here, Georgia. Mental health eval stamped as evidence. What? No, that's crazy talk. So I went down to Georgia, got a mental health eval, and gave it to the judge. She stamped it as evidence, threw it in the trash of non-compliant, took away my kids for years. Psychological. What's in the mental health? Anxiety. This is official DSM-4 diagnosis. Nowhere in here are you going to find a DSM-4. That's an official mental health diagnosis. It has 4 tiers below it. Axis is called. And they failed to put it in there. When you start a divorce, okay, they have you go to a custody evaluator. She's a PhD psychologist, all right, and for an independent, neutral evaluation, you know. And then here I'm telling the judge I got 2 psychologists and 2 PhDs, and she goes, "You got 4? You have 4 mental health professionals presently see them." And I said, "Yes, ma'am." And over here I'm telling her, I said, "I hopped off the plane from Iraq, went and saw a psychologist. I'm a registered nurse. I don't go to priest. I go to psychologist. We get all this charted." Okay? Not charted, it didn't happen.
I want y'all to keep it in mind. He just told y'all that he's a registered nurse. So he got a license. He's certified to treat patients, work in hospitals, work in nursing homes, veteran hospitals and stuff like that. So he's a RN. That means registered nurse for you dumb motherfuckers in the back. Registered nurse. So keep in mind, he's a registered nurse.
All right. Here, 3 psychologists, 4 psychologists, because my wife's yelling at me. Okay. She stole my children. All right. So I went to go see a psychologist. Here I paid $3,000 for this psych eval, and she forgets to put DSM-4 diagnoses. 4 of them. She forgets to put DSM-4 diagnosis in a mental health eval. She forgets to mention I have 4 PhD psychologists. This is the easiest custody evaluation ever. And she failed to put it in the report.
He said he got 4 PhDs. And whoever was doing the psych eval failed to put it in. Now, mind you, we always say this. When you go in that family court system, whether they social workers, whether they doing psych evaluation, whether they the GAL, whether they supposed to be the one, the mediator, if they supposed to be the representative for the kids, they all work for government daddy. They all work for these baby mama terrorists. It's very rare you find one of them who say, "No, I'm for what's right." And it was set you men up for failure 9 times out of 10. They all wanted the same. That's why a lot of y'all have said, "Oh, nah, I want my own psych evaluation through my health provider, or I'd rather have a social worker from my health provider. The judge sit back and say, "No, you can't get that." And if they do like to get it, they're not gonna honor that shit. You know what I'm saying? So let's continue. And that's what, and you ain't got to be a veteran for that.
And then I have paper over here. I have like 5 documents where they accuse me of having mental health problems. Okay. So, what that was. So that's, and then, like I said, 95% of this thing is false. And so they say he was discharged July 2007, treated for several months for service-related medical condition, and returned home in October of 2007. Well, I think that's bogus, because right here is the paperwork where it says July of 2007 is I went into Talil, Iraq. I fractured my neck. I squished, destroyed my neck. Couldn't move it, couldn't rotate it, couldn't feel my left arm. It's called cervical radiculopathy right here. Diagnosed July of 2007. So that's false, isn't it? And then right here, they had no idea. According to here's my DD 214. They didn't know I was a wounded warrior. I was in the warrior transition unit for a year and a half until 2009, January. How did you not know that? The reason I was in a wounded warrior program is because I have a laundry list. I broke my neck. I have bulging discs. I have a fracture in my neck in my C7, cervical radiculopathy. I can't feel my arms. And they're telling me, go find 5 jobs. Never mentioned wounded warrior transition unit. So I was in the military the entire time. The other part of this was the financial. I said financial oppression, didn't I? Okay. Call me crazy. So that's OFP for the December 8th, 2008. Long time ago, I know. It's my life. They've taken my whole life away because of this. So she wrote this. This is January of 2009. She wrote this $1,200, right? Child support. It's bogus. My child support is $1,311. Okay. But I just got out of the military and I'm supposed to be medically discharged. For January, my pay is $2,200. January of 2009, I'm disabled. I'm broken. I'm on opiates and all this. So my paycheck is $2,200 and my child support's $1,311. So I called her. Man, I was like,
Now you heard what he said. He said he just got up being fucked up, and he makes, what did he say, $2,200 a month, and they taking out $1,311. Now, if you subtract that, how much money he's getting per month for his livelihood? Can somebody do it for me? I'm too dumb to use a calculator. I think he said $2,200. So let's minus $2,200. Take away $1,311. Shout out to Jay Flo, my Latino brother, for the $4.99. He said you could be the president of the United States or USA, and they still don't give a fuck. Salute, Mr. Palmer, and fuck child support. Shout out to you, my brother. Yeah. Just imagine you making $2,200 a month. You're a veteran, or you retired, or whatever, or that's all you make. It's your job, and they take $1,311, and all you walk away with is $889. Make that make sense? I thought they supposed to go off your income. I know in Minnesota they're supposed to go off both incomes. You telling me that he got to pay $1,300 and he got $2,200 check? Let's continue.
I have 3 letters here. I'm asking the judge, hey, you need to fix this. You know, I'm disabled. I can't work. I need my child support so far off. I mean, look at this. That's denied it. There's 3 letters right there. I don't know, we're financially oppressing you.
If y'all didn't hear it because he's making noise in the background, he said the judge denied it. The judge denied it. He's been going through this for years, and he said the judge denied it. They is raping him. You know, white man. You know, the ones you say that don't have these problems. The ones you say that top tier and shit. They have the same motherfucking problems, if not worse, just as we do. And motherfuckers got the nerve to say, white men don't complain about that shit. That's because you don't know no white men. these dumb motherfuckers, smart, educated, single motherism on the planet, tell you that white men don't have these problems when all you gotta do, fucking, you could go look on Facebook and you see all these damn fathers' rights movements all over Canada, Australia, all in the United States. And yes, they got one definitely in Minnesota, and I think they got over 600,000 followers on their Facebook page, just in Minnesota alone. So he's getting raped, gang banged, and molested by government daddy, and he served his country. Let's remind you now, he been hurt, got disses and broken necks and everything else, and they purposely jacked up that price. He should have been paying those $1,300 and $1,311, and he only making $2,200. But you ain't finished. You ain't heard it all yet, because like I said, he's a nurse. He's a licensed RN.
You don't have a choice. So so I'm totally broke. The military sent me $7,000, and they levied my account. Took $4,400. I was $300 in the hole.
He just said they gave him $7,000. The military gave him $7,000. They took $4,400 out, and he said he was $300 in the hole. So now, not only did they overcharge him with child support, they actually took $4,400 out of his $7,000. I guess that was a bonus or a lump sum or whatever. Shout out to my man AO from the UK. Appreciate you joining in. And he got screwed out of that too. They put in the account. Here come government daddy with the hands of gods. But I call it, they really the devils. But the hand of gods. And snatched that shit right out. But that don't happen to the white man. Let's continue.
Took away my nursing license.
That's what I wanted y'all to hear. They took away his nursing license. They took away, I'm going to say it again. Excuse me. They took away his nursing license. That's a license that you can get a good job, good paying job. You work at the hospital, you start off with $25 an hour, $30 an hour, $40 an hour, depending on where you go. Private, county, government. You make good money as an RN. You can be a traveling nurse. You can so many things you can do in nursing. That's one career that's longevity, that always evolve, and you can't even get unemployment if you work. If you're licensed, I think if you license anything in the hospital, if you licensed, you can't get unemployment because you guaranteed to get a job. The only hard part is when you leave that job is the schedule. So if you used to getting day shift, they might say we'll hire you just like that, but you gotta be on mid shift or night shift. That only be the only problem. But they don't give you unemployment. So I wanted to hear that part again when he got raped, and they took his RN license. Now, how is he supposed to get a job as a nurse if he was trying to get a job? See, they know what they be doing. They want to sabotage you and make you suffer at the same time. And these Al Karens, they like, hell yeah, I'm finna get paid from, like I tell you, he's paying that baby mama terrorist to destroy his life. You can't make this shit up. When that baby mama terrorist alienating you, manipulating your child, not letting you see the child, you give her child support, you was paying her to set you and these children up for failure. And you wonder why motherfuckers hollering today's the day and Christmas Eve and shit. Huh. Can it be petitioned? Yeah, it can be petitioned, but it would take the majority to do it. The problem is the majority in society believe that child support is for the best interest of the children. And they believe that ain't nothing wrong with child support. See, that's the problem. And if you say, well, what about the men? It's only like 20-25% of real men that are willing to fight and do what need to be done. The rest of the 75% are raised by piece of shit ass single mothers, piece of shit ass baby mama terrors who chose single motherism, piece of shit ass dudes that wasn't raised by no man in masculinity. They hate their daddy because of what she said. See, this is why, again, I'd say it again, this is why I do what I do. You got these goofies come in talking about, yeah, we talking about this situation because it go viral. I'm gonna let you know how deep and how depth it is and how fucked up it is. And no man is exempt. Now, this is supposed to be y'all king, your God, and your majesty. And even your king, your God, your majesty is set up for failure because now they took away his license to be an RN. And not only that, they took away his lump sum of the $7,000 to $4,400. And then they got him paying more than what he's supposed to. You can't make this shit up. and you wonder why I ain't joined the military? Shit. They fuck you which way in and out, don't make a difference. But I want y'all to hear it again. They raped him with the bonus. They gave him that 7,000, whatever that was. Yes, no one is exempt. And they took away his RN certification license. So he can't apply for no RN at all. He can't even attempt to try to catch up with child support. Let's continue.
I mean, look at this. That's denied it. There's 3 letters right there. No, we're financially oppressing you. You don't have a choice. So so I'm totally broke. The military sent me $7,000 and they levied my account. 4,400. I was 300 in the hole. Took away my nursing license. But this is the biggie. So January 2009, I was supposed to be supposed to get a medical discharge, right? So get a paycheck and all this. And so January came around, my paycheck was $2,200 in my childhood. So I called up the military and they said, "You have no record of you serving in Iraq." Those where you served in Korea back in 1990s, 1988, I got out of Korea and they said, "We have no record of you serving in Iraq. Can you send us something?" I was like, "I was a wounded warrior for the last year and a half. You don't have," they said, "We have nothing that shows that you served in Iraq, sir." My paycheck is going, whew. So by October 1st of 2009, say I get out. And look at this. This is the cool part. Look at it. See that stamp right there? Even Exhibit 20. He stamped it as evidence, so it's not like they didn't know. Okay, I'm explaining. I'm like, whoo, And so you're like, "Hey, Pete, man, this is back in 2009. That's how long they've been financially oppressing me. It took me 14 years for the military to say, 'Wow, you served in Iraq. Maybe we should pay you for your disabilities.'"
So not only did he screw with the license and the child support and the $7,000 bonus, what ended up going on was they didn't put down he served in Iraq. So they didn't pay him. He wasn't getting paid. He was getting screwed for over 14 years. So now they coming back out the woodworks about, well, maybe we should pay you because seems to me you was serving in Iraq. You can't make this shit up. But let's continue. Oh, pay hey, I didn't know because I'm saying I got this shit at the max and this the highest it's gonna go. I didn't realize this shit was that low. Shit. Let's continue.
So fight a war for this country. You want to be hardcore infantry, medic, and all that? Go right ahead. So, like I said, October 1st, 2009, my paycheck, $711. My child support is $1,311. And this went on for years. They refused to fix it.
Mind you, he just said this shit been going on for years. This ain't nothing new. Years. And ain't nobody trying to fix it because you know why? If they fix it, then that's less money going to the cookie jar, and there'll be less money going to government daddy. And there'll be less money going to that $51 billion business or crime bill or cookie jar, whatever you want to call it. It's gonna be a subtraction, and they don't do subtraction. No, they're gonna max that shit out all the way to the ends of earth. And then when they finally get it right, shit, it don't matter. You set up for failure.
I think that's it. I hope you have a very good Veterans Day. All you, everybody out there, and you take care. I love my children. I'm the world's best father. That's also in the mental health eval. No drugs, no alcohol, no criminal record. I'm a good man. I'm a registered nurse. I was just accepted as a nurse, and then I came home. My wife is yelling at me, so I went to marriage counseling. She didn't want to go to marriage. She had 2 fiancés. I go to marriage counseling. She doesn't need a husband. So
she said she had 2 fiancés and they went to marriage counseling. She didn't want to go. Fuck you. That means she didn't want your ass then. And had 2 fiancés. But let's continue.
I'm a good man. I'm a registered nurse. I was just accepted as a nurse, and then I came home. My wife is yelling at me, so I went to marriage counseling. She didn't want to go to marriage. She had 2 fiancés. I go to marriage counseling. She doesn't need a husband. So I was back for in November of 2008. Then it would have been, right? And we went to a comedy club. She snuck out from the back room, and she had her sister and brother-in-law guard the door. She was cheating on me. She had a brother and sister-in-law guarding the door. And then 10 years later, my daughter catches these two together. So my daughter's not allowed to talk to me. Okay. They falsify.
So because the daughter catches the baby mama Terrence out carrying with the other dude, now his daughter can't talk to him because she got caught up. Wow, ain't that some shit? Not only that, her sister and brother-in-law blocked the door so he couldn't go in there or find out what the fuck going on. Wow, you can't make this shit up.
So my daughter's not allowed to talk to me. Okay. They falsified some more documents. They said, oh, they moved. I got the false police report where she stole my children March 16th. And I've had it up to here. I need a fair trial. And I'm hoping that maybe somebody out there can help me watch this video. I'm sorry, 10 minutes. Love y'all. Take care. Thank you.
So the reason why he did this video, because he got a cry for help and he's tired of dealing with the fuckery. And again, he decided to put it out there to spread awareness. This is why I tell y'all as men and even women, we have to spread awareness because people tired of being quiet, because being quiet ain't gonna do a damn thing. And he's been getting set up for failure for about 14 years. Wow. So that's just one video. I want y'all to check out. Let me see.
That's the title.
Let me see. I'll cut it down now. That's not the one I want to. Let me see. Shit is real, man. I want y'all to check this one out. This is like it's a mini documentary. This is a true story. This was a reenactment. The man's name.
I remember the letter I got.
My fault. I meant to pause it. The man's name is Major Lance Waldorf or Waldorf. He was a commander, he was a colleague, and he was a friend. He X'd himself out the picture because of the bullshit with this unjust system. He was in the military, and just like the brother Julius May said, every 22 minutes, a soldier commits suicide. So we're going to check out this. It's like 5.5 minutes. We're going to check out this reenactment, and we'll go from there. Like I say, white man, you know, and name is Major Lance Waldorf.
I remember the letter I got from my wife while I was in Iraq. She said she wasn't happy.
I just came home to a hero's welcome.
Can y'all imagine being in Iraq, going to war, and you get a letter from your wife that she's not happy, she don't want to be with you no more, she want to file for divorce, you have to risk your life trying to survive to come home to your loving family, and you got a baby mama terrorist trying to basically get your ass killed while you're in war? Because who want to hear while you're in Iraq fighting for your life and fighting for this country that they want to divorce you or they want to get you for child support and all that shit? How are you going to be able to cope that and still survive the war? To me, when you do some shit like that, you did it on purpose so you could die in the military. Because if you die in the military, you know how much benefits and money amount that she gonna get. She definitely gonna be set. Yeah, let's finish. Cold blooded, yeah, Ricardo. Cold blooded.
I came home to the echo of an empty house.
I lived with my children for 8 years.
I raised him when my wife worked.
I fought for joint custody.
I was called a murderer and an assassin in front of a judge.
I want y'all to hear that again, what he said. He said he was called a murderer and an assassin in front of the judge. Now, mind you, he was in a war fight in Iraq. And they know when you go to war, it's bound that you're going to eliminate your enemy. That's war, right? But now that he's in that courtroom in family court, they didn't give a fuck about him being a military soldier, surviving the Iraq War, Vietnam War, World War II, World War I. They didn't give a fuck. He was an assassin and a killer. Yeah. The white man. Shout out to Shay for the $3 donation. Appreciate you, my sister. Yeah. So I just want you. He was an assassin in front of the judge, and the judge believed that shit. He didn't say, well, when he, it ain't like the judge say, well, wasn't he in the military? What makes him an assassin and a killer? What makes him that? If he was in the military, he served his country, not in family court. No. And he was fighting for, mind you, he's fighting for equal custody. He ain't asked for every other weekend. He was married. He was there for 8 years. She filed for the divorce. And even if he did file for divorce, he still want equal parenting. But let's finish. Let's see how they throw the soldier underneath the rug.
In front of a judge. So, a murderer and an assassin in front of a judge.
Why should I miss out on raising my children just because she isn't happy?
I make $45,000 a year. She makes 40.
After taxes, child support, child care, health care, I have $18,000 a year left to live on.
Whoa. He say he makes, what did he say, 45,000 a year? And he said after child support, health insurance, and all that shit, he comes out to 18,000. So I think he said 45,000. Damn. Did he say 45,000, y'all? Did he say 40,000? Let me see.
I followed the rules. I went.
Child care.
I make $45,000 a year. She makes 40.
After taxes, child support, child care, health care, I have $18,000 a year left to live on.
45,000, take away 18,000. He only, wait a minute. I made a mistake. He basically walk away with 18,000 a year. So 27,000 out of that 45,000 is going to everyone else but him. Mind you, his wife or ex-wife makes $4,000 a year. $4,000 a year. She makes $4,000 a year. Yeah, Walmart. And he makes 45,000, but he only walks away with 18,000. And you telling me that these baby mama terrorists don't reap the benefits from government daddy? Yeah, let's continue.
I make $45,000 a year. She makes 40.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. Not for she. Thank you. It's 40,000 a year. So if she make 40,000 a year and he make 45, then I don't know what state this is, but he go off both. It's supposed most states go off both incomes. He shouldn't be paying that much in child support and all that shit. So she's still reaping the benefits of him. You can't make this shit up. My bad. It's not 4,000. It's 40,000. And look at, and 27,000 is gone for health insurance, and most likely they got the kids. She got the kids paying get for his health insurance, and also child support and anything else. Shit, you can't make this shit up. Yeah, 40,000, y'all. 40,000. My bad. Yep, she gets 27,000 extra a year. So she getting 67,000 a year. Huh. Reaping the benefit off the man. Let's continue.
After taxes, child support, child care, health care, I have 18,000 a year left to live on.
I followed the rules. I went to the so-called friend of the court for some relief.
They just said, it's the law.
It's the law.
When I got laid off from work, I went there again 4 times. Showed them the paperwork. And each time they told me I was in skilled trades and it should be easy for me to find a job.
So when he was going back, asked for help, hey, can you lower my child support? It's not enough to cover. I only make this much. They said, shit, you got trade experiences. You get you a job. No excuses. You could do what need to get done. No, I don't think we need a lawyer. You just need to go out there and do better. See, you're not working hard enough. You ain't doing your due diligence to better yourself. And you know what this is gonna lead to, y'all, right? Right.
I guess they don't live in the real world. I had to pay the child support with my 401k.
10 years I saved for my retirement. She got half, and the rest got spent to keep me out of jail.
Then the money ran out.
Wow. So she got half of the 401k, which is typical. And the rest of the money he had left, he had to use that to stay out of jail. In other words, he had to use that to pay child support. Because if he didn't pay it, he was going to jail. Just let y'all know.
She's not happy, so now I live in poverty.
The court has no problem slapping me in jail when I can't pay my child support, but she hasn't let me see my kids for a year, and when I go in front of a judge 6 times, all she gets are warnings.
You heard what he said? And I'm going to rewind it back. He said he haven't seen his children in a year. He ain't seen his children in a year. And he said, and what I tell y'all, he went back, letting the judge know that, hey, she's alienating me for seeing my kids, parental interference. And what you heard what he said, right? He said that the judge just give her a warning. Now, mind you, I don't know this man for Adam. I talk to a lot of y'all. Y'all say the same thing when you talk to them judges. They give her the, don't do it again. Don't do it again. Don't do it again. But you think I'm going to keep wasting my money paying this same lawyer or paying the same court fees just to get this and nothing happens? That's why I'm telling y'all. This shit happens all the time. This shit always happen. I don't know a lot of you motherfuckers. A lot of y'all in different states, different cities, never met y'all, but we all got the same similarities. So I want y'all to hear that again. He fought, did it the right way. He tried to go back and forth to court. Hey, she ain't let me see my children. She ain't let me see my children. He said 6 times, and the judge give it a. Let's continue.
She's not happy, so now I live in poverty.
The court has no problem slapping me in jail when I can't pay my child support, but she hasn't let me see my kids for a year, and when I go in front of a judge 6 times, all she gets are warnings.
She's not happy, so now I can't see my children.
Because she's not happy. I'm a felon.
Because she is not happy, now I must go to prison.
Now he's a felon. Because if you don't pay your child support, I think the first time is misdemeanor. But if you depending on how many times you get arrested and go get locked up for it, it becomes a federal crime, a felony. You get an F on your report card, you can forget about getting any type of real career. You definitely got to be 1099. And because the baby mama Terrence Alcaran is not happy. These baby mama Terrence are not happy. That's why they want to set you up for failure, man. That's why they use their children as pawns, weapons, shields, rocket launcher, vouchers, money, special privileges, use as dolls and everything else. And y'all motherfuckers gonna come on my platform and talk shit behind my back, talking about some, if you broke, just say so. Who hurt you? Just like them bitch ass nigga at county. Motherfuckers talking about, he whining bitter cause about child support. No, it ain't about child support. It's about really the bullshit that goes on every day, all day. Shit like this. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say
I don't give a fuck what you think, bitch.
and I'm gonna continue to do it. Shout out to MPI for the $5 donation. She said, "There's no excuses. You better change professions." That's what I did. Hashtag change the law of your mind. Hashtag do for self. Hashtag couch gang, couch gang. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got to keep your veins cold. You definitely have to change the laws of your mind, and you got to find a way to move around it. Because going off of yourself and doing all that, it ain't even worth it. That bitch will never be happy until your life is destroyed and you dead and gone. That's what I say. You off of yourself, it don't change a goddamn thing because she gonna still whole hop and fuck your kids up anyway. So least you can do is better yourself, get yourself in order. Maybe you got a fighting chance later. I want to give a shout out to my man Stiliano. He sent a cash app actually 10:20 this morning. Shout out to my man Stiliano from Philly for the $5 cash app. He said, "Appreciate you. I'm in Philly going through the same bullshit system." Oh, he said the same bullshit. Save yourselves, black men. Shout out to you, my brother. And he also just sent me a cash app for $5. Stiliano. He said, "I will be honored to be a Semper Forza bounty hunter." Man, for life. For life, fam. Shit, you got it. Yeah, Semper Forza bounty hunter. Definitely. So I want you to hear the rest of this unfortunate situation right here.
Not happy. I'm a felon.
Because she is not happy, now I must go to prison.
I got called up to go to war for my country.
I got sent 7,000 miles away to bring freedom to those oppressed.
Now my country has stripped me of my children.
Now my country has forced me into poverty and servitude.
Now my country has turned me into a criminal. It has doomed me to prison.
All because she was not happy.
I don't deserve this.
I'm gonna go back because I want y'all to see something right quick. Only 1.5% get a fair treatment from our court system. 1.5% of military men get a fair treatment from our court system, family court. And let's go fast for a little bit more. Most will live the rest of their lives in poverty, and also most will be alienated from their children. But yet they sit back and tell you that this is a fair system. They tell you that this system is for the best interest of the children. And the reason why you don't have custody, the reason why you're paying child support is because you did not want to be a father, aka you wanted to be a deadbeat. But y'all sit back and say, who hurt you? Your mama black. If you broke, just say so. You're Dusty. You're a Pookie. It's the way you talk. It's the hat you got on. Yeah. But y'all not going to talk about this. Y'all want to act like this shit is this. I love my country, but my country doesn't love me. That's why I would never join the motherfucking military. I don't knock nobody that go to the military because I know a lot of people that sat, survived, and doing real good, but I wish I would. They won't even fix the shit here at home. Make sure I'm going to go fight somewhere overseas. Nah, fuck you. And they treat the veterans like some Pookie on the block. And for all y'all stupid motherfuckers that, again, white men don't have no problems. Shit, white men don't complain. They alpha males and shit like that. You know, over them Black Horse channel that say, get rid of black men in birth. This right here is just 2 videos. Just 2 videos. It's way more than this. But ain't nobody gonna talk about it. But I will. Yeah. This shit is real. And unfortunately, this happens all the time. And if anybody that's going through some type of mental health, please call the 1-800-662-4357. Seek help for yourself or somebody in need. Definitely that's in the military or not, because either way, we're at war when it's fighting this court system called family law and trying to be a father. Yeah, Julius Mays, yes, it's 22 a day. 22 a day. Suicidal military men or veterans. Shout out to Denise for the $10. And they said, you're doing a damn thing, Mr. Palmer. Keep up the great work. This is so sad. And I'm effing pissed right now. And so you should. So you should. Now, I got another one I want y'all to check out. Y'all seen him on this channel. Twice, actually.
That's the
Let me see this shit's right. Some of y'all heard of him on Facebook, but his name's Cass Jackson. Cass Jackson ran for governor, I think here in Illinois or in Arkansas, one or the other. But he was born here in Illinois, but living in Arkansas now. He's been alienated from seeing his children over 1,000 days, his son and daughter. He actually just recently got locked up on false allegations. Talking about he threatened the judge over the phone. And he's fighting that case now. It just happened last year in October, somewhere around October, November, or it might have been in September. He's been fighting this court system for years. He's a father's rights activist, and he's also a military veteran. And he realized he is not exempt from dealing with a baby mama terrorist and also dealing with this unjust court system. To the point where he had to leave Illinois, move all the way to Arkansas in a small town. Yeah, he was a lieutenant in the Navy. So I'm gonna let you check out his clip and let you talk about the bullshit. Because he got an organization called Veterans VLN is Veterans Liberty Network, I believe. And that's why I tell y'all, no man is exempt from these baby mama terrorists in this unjust system.
title of it, the video.
With the first edition of the Veteran Liberty Network. My name is Cass Jackson. I'm the senior news correspondent with VLN, and tonight we're coming to you live from Washington, D.C. So we're going to give you guys just a few minutes to come on, and that way I can open up a little bit of discussion about what VLN is and what our purposes are going to be going forward here in the future. A lot of you are my supporters, of course. You followed me and you've supported me in my endeavor to continue to fight to change family law, to defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And to the greatest part of my ability, I've sought to do so peacefully, as have all of us. We have worked tirelessly to bring forward good legislation that we know would impact family law, that would restore constitutional rights to you and your families. And like many of you, I've grown frustrated and tired of the process of dealing with bureaucrats, dealing with the endless loopholes, the red tape that they continue to put us through in order for us to fight to be parents to our children. This all falls underneath the premise of what men and women died for. Right now, I'm standing at the World War II monument here in Washington, D.C., and it represents a tremendous amount to me, not only as a service member, as a veteran, as a father, as an American. This was, and this is a representation right here at this monument to our greatest generation, those who went out and fought tyranny across the globe to ensure that we had the freedoms that we have right here at home. And it is my deep-seated belief that we have allowed our government to encroach entirely too much upon those freedoms, beginning with our families, beginning with yours and my children. I've not had all of the answers. I've never said that I had all of the answers. But what you've all known me to do is to continue to fight, to defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. These have not been easy things for me to do. I've done so at tremendous risk to myself personally and professionally. I have and continue to do so, take great risks to my military benefits and those that I earned over 20 years of honorable military service. But I have to continue to push the threshold and push the comfort zone of those in power so that we can bring forward the change that we know needs to happen. And a large part of that is going to be holding those accountable that we know can make a direct and immediate impact on our rights each and every day. So what am I doing here in Washington, D.C.? Several reasons. Number one, I came here for the 4-year anniversary that we launched Operation Restoring Freedom back in 2016, where myself, Tom Fiddler, the Fathers' Rights Movement, and hundreds of parents across the country descended upon the U.S. Capitol, where we marched through the streets of Washington, D.C., protesting the inhumane treatment of parents and children in these United States.
I know a lot of y'all did not know that they've been doing it for the last few years. Protesting down in Washington, D.C., fathers' rights, parental rights. They've been doing this for years, y'all. And I'm not just talking about Cass Jackson and the group he got going on. They've been doing this for years. But people act like they don't know nothing about that. Why don't y'all go out there and fight? Why don't you go out there and protest and boycott and do it? Been doing it for years, fam. And ain't shit changed yet. So, like I said, this shit has been going on for a long time. Been fighting this shit for a long time. And ain't shit really changed yet. But let's continue. Just want y'all to know they be going every year to the state capitol, Washington, D.C. Hundreds going out there boycotting and trying to change the laws. Hundreds. See, we need hundreds of thousands. See, that's what I'm saying. The minority, they're gonna say, yeah, okay, whatever. You need the majority. This is why I say what I say. The majority is not gonna side with you because they love child support. They love government daddy, either because of the benefit to them, or they want to keep it open so they can set the man up for failure, or they could continue to set the man up for failure. But when it's all said and done, who's getting destroyed? Our children. Yeah, I believe I'm a mistake. I don't know what he is. You know, I'm not in the military. First class petty officer or one. I don't know. But I just know he served for his country just like many of you. But like I said, they go out there every year. They have it in their cities. They have it in their cities. They go to the state capitol. They've been fighting shit for years. Illinois even do it. Everywhere, for the most part. Let's continue.
At that time, it was then President Barack Obama who was in office when we marched in front of the White House and demanded that our commander-in-chief come out and speak to us about how he could potentially reform and address the systemic issues that you are dealing with, that you and your children are dealing with. We never heard from that commander-in-chief. We never heard from then President Barack Obama, who told fathers famously during his administration to step up to the plate.
And now, for people that told me Obama ain't say that. Obama was the best president in the world. He wasn't shit to me. He told fathers to step up to the plate. Fathers need to do more. Fathers need to do better. Yeah, they did this under Obama. They did. And Obama said that men need to step up and do better. But when they did their march, you think Obama came outside? Obama looked at them and said, shit. Fuck out of here. He ain't my motherfucking best president. I don't have a best president, but he ain't the best president in my book. And he ain't did shit for black fathers. He ain't did shit for black people. He ain't did shit for the black community. So I'm gonna let Denzel speak on that as he talk for Malcolm X.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok.
And address the systemic issues that you are dealing with, that you and your children are dealing with. We never heard from that commander-in-chief. We never heard from then President Barack Obama, who told fathers famously during his administration to step up to the plate. Over the last 4 years, not only have I as a father stepped up to the plate and fought tooth and nail, but I've watched you and your families step up to the plate to demand your rights to fight and raise your children. These are constitutional rights. These are what men and women support and defend each and every day. That is what this uniform represents. It is what that American flag, or this American flag over my shoulder, and the multitude of American flags throughout the National Mall. That's what they represent. The sacrifices of men and women fighting to die for your liberty, to preserve liberty for all of our future generations. And those very liberties are being deprived of you and your families. Right here in Washington, D.C., what do we see? We see very strict COVID restrictions in place. And while I have not researched it, it's been made known to me that they are ticketing for not wearing masks. Now, I have encountered a great deal of police here in the area. I have not seen tickets issued, but that doesn't mean that they haven't issued those restrictions in this city, or in the District of Columbia, rather. Make no mistake about it. Our government, from Republicans and Democrats from both sides, continue to infringe upon our rights. Both mainstream parties continue to deprive us to pass legislation that infringes upon these rights. It is incumbent upon the veteran community at large to recognize and remember the oath that we swore to support and defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. I do believe that the pen is mightier than the sword. I do believe in our ability to bring attention to this cause with the support of the people, with all of you contributing and getting out from behind your cameras, getting involved in educating legislators and pushing for the reforms that we so badly need. That is what VLN is going to be comprised of. It's going to be comprised of veterans and citizens of these United States fighting here and abroad to bring attention. This is a human rights issue that is ongoing in Canada, the UK, and Australia, New Zealand, Japan, all across the globe. We see the family being encroached upon more and more.
Now he named a few countries, but you also got to mention India, Brazil. There's so many countries. It's not just here in the United States. UK. He said a lot of definitely European countries. Definitely all the European countries. So you ain't once you say USA, that's USA and the whole European countries. But like I said, you got third world countries going through this shit. You know what I'm saying? You got like he said, Japan. You got fucking India that's going through this shit. You see what I'm talking about? This is a worldwide pandemic when it comes to child alienation and the unjust ass court system. They all follow the UK and Americans blueprint to make that mighty dollar. Let's continue.
And directly as it impacts our service members here at home and abroad, it's too important an issue for us to not address. And we must address it head on. So here in Washington, D.C., it is my intention to take your message, to take that of your family's message that nobody has heard, and to take those pleas directly into Congress, to our legislators. It's time somebody held them accountable. It's time that somebody asked them the hard questions that need to be asked of these legislators who have passed Title IV funding, the federal incentives that continue to infringe upon and incentivize state courts to take your children from you. To my veteran community, to my brothers and sisters in arms, to the veteran community, on behalf of a grateful nation, I want to apologize on what has happened after your service. We have let you down. We have let your families down. And it's time that we restore those freedoms to you and to your family. We here at BLN intend on doing that. It will be our mission and our objective to give them no quarter, to give them no room, to give them no outs. Each and every day, we will find new angles to approach to address this issue. Give me 1 second, we got a helicopter going over. We're in a flyover zone right here. We'll know that for next time. Tomorrow, myself and members of BLN, we will be in New York City. We're going to head up there tonight and stay with some people over in the Long Island area. So you can look here on the BLN page. You can look on my page, Cash Jackson, that's Cash with a K, and go over to my public page there. We will post up where we're going to be. We're going to make ourselves available for all of you in the New York area to come and meet with us. We wish that we would have had a little bit more forward planning. There were some things up in the air with me having pneumonia on whether or not I would be well enough to make it out to the East Coast in time, but we did. I was scheduled to speak in New York and unfortunately had to cancel that and was not able to make that trip. But a couple days later, I felt well enough to travel, and so we made it out here to the East Coast. So we're going to go ahead and continue on up. We're going to make it up there to New York City, or the New York region rather, and make ourselves available to meet with you, interview some of you, and begin getting up some of your stories that need to be told. If you know a veteran, if you know a disabled veteran, an active duty service member, we would love for you to bring them out, allow us to interview them and to report on their cases and how family law has negatively impacted them and their families and continues to do so. So we appreciate you guys tuning in. If you have the opportunity to go over to our personal pages, myself and Chris Cole, he's here assisting me, and give us a like and share, and please share this video with others. Thank you.
I know a lot of y'all, pissed, hurt, sad, and everything else. But y'all need to know this has been going on. A lot of y'all, and it's in the military, they already knew this, but y'all need to know that this has been going on for a long time. This ain't nothing that just happened 5 years ago. This ain't nothing just happened a year ago, a couple months ago, and when Obama got in office. This has been happening for a long time. And the problem is these motherfuckers are not going to let you put it out there like that, because a lot of us not going to say nothing. And number two, it's not enough of us. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through a little, just for 1 minute, I'm going to go through a little commercial. You know what I'm saying? Put a little laughter, because what I'm going to do, I'm going to have Perfect Blackness to come on. I'm going to have Julius Mays to come on, and my boy David come on to talk about dealing with, baby mama Terrence while in the military. And you may hear hear a few stories. Y'all didn't know this shit is real. And after that, any other veteran or somebody in the military want to come up, I think Chief Rocker was in the military. You're more than welcome. If not, no issue. But them the three I definitely want on here. When it comes to Perfect Blackness and Julius Mays, we've been talking about doing this. It was long overdue. So forgive me on that. So without further ado, I'm gonna let my man Corey Holcomb give y'all a little laughter.
Bitch, fuck all y'all. Damn.
His name was Reverend Sleep Around. He was cold though, fella. If you'd have been in this church, you'd have been jumping up and down in the aisle, because he talked about something that hit home with a lot of brothers. So you know how he came out, the Baptist preachers come out, he was like, well, I want to talk to y'all this morning about a problem in my life. It's a problem that dwells with a lot of men. Backstabs you like a knife. Goes deep into your pocketbooks. Puts you in a financial bind. It's a problem that ain't never going nowhere. It's with you for a lifetime. I'm not talking about drugs and alcohol. Compared, that's a light drama. See, a man's biggest burden is his baby's mama.
Well, he ain't lying at all. Because these baby mama terrorists will take it for everything you have, from your money all the way to your nasty draws. Well, you can't make this shit up because they will lead you astray. They will divorce your ass and take your fucking kids away. And not only that, they will put you in front of the judge, the same judge they call white supremacy. And when she set you up for failure, she gonna say, nigga, you'll never forget about me. Well. Mm-hmm. Oh man, I just want to get y'all a little laugh because that, like I said, sad. It make you pissed off. It makes you want to do some things that we shouldn't do. You know what I mean? That's why I try to have humor as I talk about this, because this shit is sad, depressing, but it's the truth and it need to be out here. You know what I mean? Ask Clifford Burrs.
Christmas Eve, and they're calling my lawyer for 2 payments, telling him there's a warrant going out for his arrest. Where does he live? I got a fucking apartment in the post office box because I don't want people bothering me anymore.
Yep. Well. And that's the funny problem when fathers do want to complain. But if you decide to say them 3 words, yeah, bitch, today's the day, then all of a sudden you want to say he's wrong. You want to say he's one of them killers. But now he's on the ground begging change like them broke niggas. You can't make this shit up. You cannot never tell me I'm wrong. Because you, baby mama terrorists, I guaranteed this shit ain't going to keep on. Well, we got Julius Mays up in here. We got Mr. DJ up in the building. Perfect Blackness, where you at? Because we're going to continue cooking on these baby mama terrorist hood rats. You got these Al Karens. You got these Al Senoritas. You got these Al Zang and Chang. And these Al Keishas and Walla Melanicias. Shit. Perfect Blackness. Hey, I appreciate y'all tuning in today. Yes, sir. I want to give out shout out to a Sour C for the $5 donation. They said, didn't know you had a voice. Mr. Park, shout out to you, my brother. Yeah, I got a little something. I used to do rap music. I told y'all, shit. I ain't just stay on the couch doing nothing now. But I want to ask y'all 3 brothers a question. Perfect Blackness. Who's in the military, right? What was you?
I was in the Army. I ETS as an E6 staff sergeant.
Okay, shout out to you, my brother. Mr. DJ, same question for you.
I enlisted in the Marine Corps, and I got out as an E5. I was a sergeant.
Shout out to you, my brother. And we got Julius Mays in the house. Same question for you.
United States Navy, E4.
United States Navy. Shout out to you, my brother. Shout out to all 3 of y'all brothers, because, you know, a lot of people will not tell their stories. They will not tell the situation. They will not tell the truth when it comes to situations like this. I'm going to let Julius Mays go first because he got something he got to take care of, and I appreciate him taking the time to do it. Perfect Blackness as well. Mr. DJ was originally one to come on, But I said, let me add my 2 partners as well. So without further ado, y'all got Judas Mays. He's from Wisconsin, Kenosha, Wisconsin. And I know you mentioned this before, but as you see, the channel has grown and changed. Let's talk about your situation, man. You was in the Navy when the bullshit happened, right?
Yeah, I was done with boot camp the day that 9/11 happened. We were just waiting for our orders, and as soon as that happened, we got shipped out or whatever. Went to A school, went straight out to the fleet. Went overseas on the USS Enterprise. We dropping bombs, et cetera, et cetera. We pulled in. When we pulled in the port back into the States, I got a letter from my superiors said I had to go to court. I knew nothing about child support at all. And one of the reasons why I went to the military was because of my daughter. And so I got, dressed out. We had our dress blues on or whatever. And I had an escort, which was, he was first class that had to go with me. And the whole way there, he kept saying, just do what they tell you to do. Just do what they tell you to do. I had no idea about child support, believe me. So we go into court, and she's there. She flew into Virginia. She's saying I haven't done nothing for my daughter the whole time she's been born, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm getting nervous now. I'm like, what the heck? So I told the judge, I said, well, I got receipts because whenever she would call me, hey, can you get diapers? Send her some diapers. Can you get milk? Whatever she needed. And I kept the receipts. That's the only thing I was basically told about child support is keep your receipts from the old guys. You know what I'm saying? So the judge said, well, those receipts are considered gifts. So at the time, I'm getting, and everybody accounting this, Mr. Perfect Black, this is Mr. DJ. The time of war, especially if you're attached to a ship that's in there, I was getting extra duty pay. My pay was tax free. I was getting BAH. I was getting the whole 9. So I was getting about extra, maybe $3,000 to $4,000 a month. So they based my pay on that, and they based my child support on that, all the way until she's 21 now. So all the way until she turned 18, and that was in 2000, 2001. And they back paid it because she claimed I didn't do nothing. So automatically I was in debt. So now I'm going back on the ship, back overseas with this on my mind. And I was just struck at that point because I was about to get married and all this stuff. So now, I had this extra debt, you know what I mean? And then at the same time, I'm stuck in Virginia. I would go home every blue moon. I didn't take a lot of leave time. I didn't go home a lot. I think that's what kept me focused when I was in there. I didn't go home a lot. And so every time I go home, I have to find out where she lived because she would move. So then I had hit the streets. Where's Sarah at? Where's Sarah at? Oh, she moved over here. So I go over there, find out where she lived, go see my daughter, go back to Virginia. Come back home, maybe for Christmas or something like that. She done moved. And every time she moves because she found out where I found out where she lived. So long story short, from her age of 15 till now she's 21, she'll be 22 in September. I haven't even seen her. Just about 2 weeks ago, she deleted me from all her social media. She had claimed about 2019, she was online saying that she was part of LGBTQ. My dad was trying to talk to her about that. She telling him, fuck you, and this and that, excuse my French.
Wait a minute. This your daughter?
Yes. And my dad is one of those people, he down for his family. He was hurt. Well, and my mom would tell her, you hurt the wrong one, because he would do anything for you. You know what I'm saying? So we all just kind of like let her do her thing. You know what I'm saying? I would always hit her up. I hit up all my kids once, twice a week. How you doing? I love you. Here's my phone number. Hit me up. Don't get a response. I don't get a response. Now I can't hit her up at all because she deleted me on all of her social media. I never ever had her phone number. I got her a phone when she was about 12. I got her iPhone Her mom turned around, cut that phone off, and got her a different phone. And it's been like that her whole life. I'll tell y'all a story. One day I went to go drop her off, and I had my two youngest in the car with me. They are 12 and 9 right now. 12 and 10, I'm sorry. 12 and 10 right now. But they were babies back then. I got in a car accident on the way from dropping her off. Her mom called me while we were sitting there at the scene and said she left her jacket in the car. I said, well, we just got in the car accident. I hit you back. So she put my daughter on the phone. My daughter had more maturity at that time when she was 8. Are you guys okay? Don't worry about the jacket. I'll get it when I see you next time, which was the next weekend. Her mom was furious. No, I need that jacket back. Blah, blah, blah. They didn't even ask us, is we okay? How the babies? Nothing. Nothing at all. She was just worried about that little jacket that she probably bought for $12 because she never bought my daughter nothing. But up until I saw this platform, yeah, I was hurting. You know what I'm saying? I was hurting financially. I had very good paying jobs, but would only bring in, after child support, at the most $800 a month. So what I would do, I would hustle on the side, legal hustle, do the legal hustle on the side, rent out rooms, get a 2-bedroom, rent out the other room, cut hair, do whatever I can on the side. And actually, one of my buddies that live up in Tampa, he called me about 2 months ago, and he was like, I don't know how you've been doing it all these years, bro. But I always had a smile on my face. Yeah, and the inside, my mind's going 100,000 miles an hour. I got to get this money. I got to survive. My other kids are coming over, so I got to make sure I got a crib, all that stuff. And make sure my crib is livable for them, and everything else. And was it last year, Mr. Palmer, when I had that court date for COVID?
Yeah.
Yep, last year. See, I done literally took what Mr. Palmer be saying, keep your veins closed and keep it moving. I try to forget about everything. But last year I had a court date. My two youngest, keep your veins closed. Yeah, for sure. Last year, my two youngest daughters, their mom wanted an increase in child support. Let me backtrack a little bit. 2015, I got a big promotion. I was working for a grocery store, and I got a big promotion. I got a promotion of $65,000 a year. That was the happiest day of my life. I got that promotion from working there for a year and a half. I started at the bottom. I took the grunt route and worked my way up. I cried on the way home. So I'm like, man, that's a little bit over $1,000 a week, right? Do you know I was paying? They upped my child support to $600 a week. So even though I had a good job, I still was getting hit with child support to make it like I don't got a good job. Plus, I'm paying. You can pay in your 401k and your health insurance, life insurance. Then you got rent, electricity, the whole nine. And when they come over, you got to buy more food because there's more people to feed. But they don't take that into consideration. But let me move on. She had my two youngest daughters had their mom. They're the ones I get to see almost every other weekend. My two middle boys, I haven't seen them in 2 years. My oldest daughter, I haven't seen her since she was 15, and she's 21. I try to contact them, like I said, twice a week, 3 times a week. Don't get an answer. I just do it just to show that I was trying to be in their life. But last year, she tried to do an increase in child support. It backfired on her. The judge was like, well, he got to survive too. It was a female judge, as a matter of fact. And they put it to the bare minimum. So now I only got to pay $10 a month, $10 a week for my 21-year-old. I got to pay the regular, I think it's it's 90, almost 150 for my two boys, because they still going off my military pay. And then for my two youngest girls, I paid a little bit of nothing. And at the beginning of the year, I took all my businesses that I was working on. I just went head on, and I just registered them all, got the LLCs, got the EIN numbers, and now I'm doing great. I ain't even gonna front. I'm doing great. Got a good girl by my side. She understands the whole situation. She be listen to Miss Palmer, but I don't even know he be on. Yeah, and yeah. So I'm doing real good now. I mean, my story is bad as perfect blackness. And I feel for the brother, but I don't know you, Mr. DJ, but I'm pretty sure you got something to tell too. But I mean, this whole from 2006 till now, I've been struggling. I mean, $400 or $500 a month. I don't know how I've been doing it, but I own my own home. I got a brand new car, got a motorcycle, working on a boat. I want to get a house on the dock with a lake. I go on 2 trips a year. I just be out there grinding, Joe. And I don't mean no drugs, nothing like that. The legal grind. You know, I listen to Mr. Palmer. I went on when I'm working third shift. I keep my headphones on, listen to how to rebuild your credit. Did all that on my own with the grace of God.
Man, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
When your baby mama Terrence went to Virginia to try to set you up for failure though. When you say you was gonna get married, you was gonna marry her or you was gonna marry somebody else?
No, my 2 middle boys. My 2 boys are in the middle. I got married to their mom.
Okay.
Yep.
So why do you think that? Go back to what you said. You said if you go overseas, a woman that take you for child support will get more money. Can you elaborate on that so the people will know the difference between overseas or versus being in the United States in the military? All right.
Yep. You got your base pay. Your base pay. I'm going to use real easy numbers. Your base pay might be $1,000 a month. Excuse me. But then after taxes, when you're here, after taxes, you got, you might be bringing only $800 a month. Overseas, it's tax free. Depends on where you're at. Once you cross over to the Med, everything's tax free. Plus, you get extra money for being a hazardous duty pay because you're in war. It's hazardous. You might get killed. So you get extra money for that. And then if you have kids or a wife at home, wherever state you live in, Illinois, New York, and Cali got the highest BAH. I think New York is 25. I think Cali is 28, and I think Illinois is 2,000. That was for the Navy, and that was also back in 2003 to 2001 to 2006 too. So, but you get that extra money, and so you get extra money just for being at war and being away from your family. And if they take you to court while you're doing that, depends on how good your lawyer is and how crappy the judge is. They're gonna take that in consideration that you're making. That's your pay for right now. And they went off that pay with me for 18 years, almost 20 years, even though I wasn't getting that pay after I left the military.
And last thing, and I won't hold you up. You said
no, we're good. We're good. I'm good for a minute.
Okay. You said that you had got a pay increase and making 65,000, and when they got with that, you end up paying $600 a week. How long?
A week.
Yeah. How long did you have to pay the $600 a week? Because that's $2,400 a month. And
Yep.
That's one child.
I was actually paying $2,500 a month. So it was a little bit over $600 a week.
For one child?
For 5.
5. Oh, okay.
Yep.
So altogether, it was $2,500 a month. Soon as you got you a promotion, soon as you doing better, here comes the wrath of the devil.
Yep.
Child support increase. How long did you have to pay that $2,500?
Well, I worked at that place for 3 years. The only reason why I don't work there right now because I got a motorcycle accident and I couldn't work for a year. So my health benefits and they couldn't hold my job for me after a year because it's just business, So if I didn't get no motorcycle accident, I would still be working there. So it was the whole time I was working there, basically.
Yeah, I remember when you had the accident.
Yep.
Shout out to man. Appreciate you tuning in, bro. He been cooking daily and evenings. Shout out to Angry Man for the 999. He said we always win in the end. And by the grace of God, my baby mama Terrence is still struggling. Salute, brothers. Shout out to you, Angry Man. Hey, that's what I'm saying, man. This is war out here, man. So unfortunately, your 21-year-old daughter, she don't fool with you or your parents. Because I remember at one point you said she wouldn't fool with you, but she'll still fool with the grandparents.
Yep.
You know why?
Yep.
Your grandparents
yeah.
was doing everything for her.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that situation, man?
At first, because my mom didn't grow up. My grandfather, that the person I know is my grandfather, he wasn't my real grandfather.
Mhm.
My real grandfather just passed away 3 weeks ago. He lived in Miami.
Oh, sorry.
I met him twice in my life.
Okay.
And so my mom obviously didn't grow up with her real dad. So she would tell me stuff here and there, like, "Hey, just hit her up, apologize even though it ain't your fault, you know, just to get the conversation going, and then tell her the truth." You get what I'm saying? So at first I was kind of hurt, but then remember I told you this. My mom is the one that told me before I even met Mr. Palmer, "Hey, you gotta keep your veins cold and you gotta wash your hands and keep it moving." You know. And that's coming from a person that didn't have a father.
Right. That's rare that a mother say something like that.
Yep.
Very rare. So yeah. Shout out to your mom for that.
Yep.
Oh man. Okay, man. You can stay on definitely, but
for sure.
Yeah, that shit crazy, man. While you in the military, you overseas, and here she come, and you got to fly back to Virginia, and here she come out there saying you're fair. You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up for real.
It's another. Hold on one second. My bad. It was another incident where I was literally using my driver's license for my extra work, right? So I had got a letter in the mail said I had a warrant out for my arrest. So I called the child support like ASAP. I'm like, "What's going on? There's this letter in here." I'm like, I ain't missed a payment in 10 years. What's going on?" Excuse me. So she was like, "Oh, let me check. Let me call the lawyer right quick and let me check." So she called me back within 5 minutes. I've never called the child support place, and they greeted me with a fair greeting or called me back. She said she was calling me Mr. Mays and all this. I'm like, they done messed up. So she called me back. She sent me a letter in the mail, said the warrant was a mistake, blah, 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 this and that. I'm like, I could have been riding with my kids. I could have been riding, doing anything, and got pulled over and went to jail. And they would have never even done nothing while I'm sitting in jail.
Yeah, and the unfortunate part, the police would have pulled you up. "Hey, man, that's a lie." Yeah, but would have say, "I got to take you in. It is what it is."
Yep. I've been in jail a couple of times over child support. Find it right out. But yeah, it's crazy. The mom that filed child support while I was overseas, we went to court one day, and she was with her husband now, and it was close to my birthday, and they arrested me in court. And her husband and her, as I'm walking past, talking about, "Yeah, happy birthday, motherfucker." Yeah, crazy.
Man, I'm glad you're telling your story, brother. Man, I want to go on down to Perfect Blackness.
Yeah, what's up, man?
My brother, it's your world.
Yeah, man. I spent 10 years in, and I made a vow to myself that I was never going to marry while I was in the military. I would not do it, and I was actually advising other guys not to do it. And some of the soldiers that was up under my command, I told them don't do it, precisely for what Julius Mays went through. Because if you think going through child support and all kind of mess and everything is bad, as a civilian, it's worse when you're a soldier, because they can take your money far easier when you're in the military. I mean, you have less of a fight. You just have less of a fight, and the false allegations is even worse there. I mean, you can imagine. It's hard to imagine that things can get even worse than what the family courts can do to you as a civilian. But when you're in the military, man, your life is your life is totally controlled by somebody else. I mean, they can forfeit your pay for a whole 30 days and lock you into the damn barracks for the whole month. They can do that to you.
Wow, lock you in the barracks?
Oh yeah, they can confine you to the barracks. I know because I've had it done to me. I've had it done to me. Man, they can forfeit your pay. They can confine you to the damn barracks after you work. All that. They can do all that shit to you when you're in the military. So just imagine some person comes along and say that they, yeah, we haven't gotten any type of money from you overseas, and the goddamn thing you can do about it. Yeah, you can get you a military lawyer. You can get a lawyer from JAG and all that. They can help you fight your case and all that. But it still is going to come down to the same rules.
Julius said it happened to him too. He said he was restricted for 30 days.
Yeah, they have complete control. Your first sergeant. Well, I don't know how you do it. In the in the Marines or anything. But and in the Army, man, your first sergeant and your company commander pretty much they got control of your life, man. It's pretty much whatever they say.
And what Julius May just said when I got a letter from the FBI saying sorry, it wasn't me. Ain't that a bitch?
That's about all you're gonna get.
Wow.
I got a tragic story. It wasn't mine, but I think I told the story. But when I tell this story, man, people are really mind boggled. Like, damn, shit like this happens, and yes, it does. And you got to be careful. And during my last 2 years, when I was in my last 2 years, I spent was in Fort Hood, in Texas, right? And we had this friend, man. And we had a whole clique of us, man, and we all were real cool. And we was on the it was before the Fourth ID moved to Colorado. It was on the Fourth ID side, and because you got Fourth ID and you got First Cav in Texas, and before they moved the Fourth ID to Colorado, that's where I was. And we had this one guy. He actually worked in the JAG office, believe it or not. And he had this girlfriend that he had been messing with. Because we all would have our girlfriends and whatnot whenever we had little get-togethers. He'd come around to each other's barracks rooms or go to some other sergeant's house or whatever. We all just kicking it, right? And he would bring her around. And I remember her, bringing him around, bringing her around all the time. Coming to our barracks room, we drinking, doing our thing and everything, right? So one day we seen him being pulled out by the MPs in handcuffs, right? And we didn't know what the hell was going on. Come to find out that woman that he had been dealing with. Now we had known him to be dealing with her for about a year, for a little more than a year. Come to find out that she, at the time that they had met, she was just 15.
What?
Yeah. But see, get this. They met at a club. They met at the same club that we had all went to, right? Met at the club. Of course, it's a 21 up club. He had met the mother. They had a good relationship with the mother and everything. So the mother had already confirmed her age to be 20. She was passing like at 25 or something like that, right? So nobody had no reason to believe that this was a young girl.
Wait a minute. Before you continue, the mother told y'all she was 25.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she was pimping her daughter.
Yep. And what set this whole thing off is that she asked to marry him. She wanted to marry him. And the mother, because he told him no, he didn't want to get married. He wasn't trying to get married to nobody. And the mother told him, look, you need to be marrying my daughter. Because I went to go see him. When I went to go see him, when he was locked up, he was telling us this shit. Like, God damn. Sure enough, that's what it was. The mother went to the first sergeant, told the first sergeant that this guy was messing around with her underage daughter, and she brought her, her school records and I believe the ID to show that she was underage. They locked his ass up on forthwith.
Wow.
Yep. And seeing stuff like that, it's called strict liability of the law. She was underage. He was messing around with her. Everybody seen he was messing around with her. Everybody saw that. It didn't matter that the mother knowingly tricked this man, and the daughter knowingly tricked this man to try to get so she can get this payday to be married to a man that's in the military.
So she was a foreigner. She wasn't American.
No, she was American.
Oh, she was American.
Whole American, yes.
Mm.
She was whole American. But they both were from Killeen, Texas. Yep.
They was black.
The girl was mixed. The mother was white.
Yeah, okay. Figures.
Excuse me, perfect backflip.
Yeah.
Where were you stationed at?
My last 2 years, or
Yeah.
just all my last two? The last 2 years was in Fort Hood, Texas.
Fort Hood. Now, I was stationed in Virginia for the 6 years I was in.
I did my AIT. I did my AIT in Virginia. I did my AIT in Fort Lee, Virginia.
Correct me if I'm wrong. You can go to Virginia, walk in the mall, you will see 15, 16, 19, 25, 35, and they can look at a man and say, he's an E4, he ain't worth no money. He's an E8, he's a corporal, he's this, he's that. And they doing this from an early age. They teaching these women and these girls this from an early age to how to point out what rank these people are and how much money they make.
How much they get paid? Yeah, they know that. Well, see, they know that. Man, they know that everywhere. They know that everywhere. That was another reason why I didn't. That was another reason why I didn't get married. You know, and I was real careful about getting any woman pregnant and all that while I was in the military, because I can't speak for anywhere else, but when you're on post and the little towns around the military base, they know the military ranks and they know what they get paid. They know. So when you're at a club and all that, they know. I mean, my first couple of years was in Germany. Man, those women, they throw themselves at you because you have the look of an American soldier. They can tell just by the way you walk, talk, and all that type of stuff. They know. So they know the ranks. They see, especially, man, my God, man, when I got E6, when I got that first, oh my God, it was, oh yeah, you getting paid this much, and they don't see no ring on their finger, so they saying, yeah, you ain't got no kids and all that. Oh man, they know. It's like you, when you go into a mall in any type of military town, you go into a mall or something like that, it's like you are a little fish and the sharks are out hunting. They know, man. You better not go in them places with your BDUs on or something like that. You better not do no shit like that. I never left the post. Not one time did I ever leave post with my BDUs on. I never wanted to do that type of shit. They may be able to tell that I'm in the military, but they won't ever be able to tell that I was what rank I was. No. Because that's an automatic meal ticket. A woman that marries a man, that's a meal ticket. She ain't got to do shit. You get separate rations. You get separate rats. You get your house on post. You ain't got to pay shit for it and all this type of stuff. They set up. They ain't got to do nothing but get fat. That's why a lot of black military men got a lot of white fat ass women. But yeah, that guy, man, he did time, man. He did time for that shit. They locked his ass up for that, man.
You know how long he did?
Say that?
You know how long he was in there for?
I don't know how long he was in. I know that he had been that they did send him to Leavenworth, and that was the last that I heard. That was the last that I heard about Johnny. That was the last I heard about him.
Wow, that's.
And see, people don't know. I don't know how it is now, but I know when I was in, stuff like adultery is illegal.
Yeah,
you go to jail for adultery.
Yeah,
facts.
I was aware of that, but if she cheat and she's not in the military, and that's a story.
They have no power over her, but they got power over you.
Right.
She could have a new boyfriend and everything, and you go out and get a new girlfriend. As long as y'all still married, you go up to Captain's Mast or wherever your thing at for your discipline for adultery.
Yep. Your ass will get locked up for adultery. If you married or if you separated, you better not be caught dating nobody, messing with nobody, or nothing until that ink is dry on that divorce paper that you are divorced.
Wow.
Yeah, or they'll give you that ninja punch, and they will.
I've seen it.
Will forfeit pay.
I've seen it. I have seen it. I've seen it with I remember it was I remember this white guy. He was married to a black woman who was a civilian, and they separated. They had been separated. Let me think. They had been separated for a couple of years, and he had been messing around with several women. You know, because they separated. She took all that shit to the goddamn cat, and that was it for him. And I think it was because he didn't do something for their kids or something. I can't remember what it was, but she took all that shit to the to the captain, man, and that was it. And so that's what happens when you live on open posts. So you look, I don't know how it is in any any other in the Air Force or anything, but when you live in the in the Army in an open post where anybody can just go up in there. I think nowadays it's a lot of bases are closed now, a lot of posts are closed. But when I was in, they had a lot of open posts. Oh, they folks just go in and talk to your first sergeant CO. That's the company command. Yeah. And that's exactly what she did.
A lot of the posts are closed these days, so you would have to make that request to speak with him.
Yeah, I can imagine nowadays. But when I was in, I got out in 2004.
Okay, that makes sense.
I got out in 2004. So when I was in, Fort Hood was an open post. That was an open post at the time. And man, you could just get right up, just go, get right off I-35, go right up in there, and you good.
Oh man.
Yeah. It was an open post at that time. I'm pretty sure I haven't been down there since 2004. So I'm pretty sure they closed now with all the shit that's going on. But yeah.
Yeah, with the ringside, I call it a ninja punch, colloquially speaking, but we all know it's a non-judicial punishment.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So that's why I recommend for all these young guys. I don't recommend the military, especially for black guys. I don't recommend it too much unless because I coach football and I mentor. Unless I see a guy that his situation, a kid that is so bad that he needs to be out of he needs to be out of the city and all that, then I might recommend it to him. But I don't really recommend that too much. Not anymore.
I definitely understand that. Hey, Perfect Blinds, I appreciate you saying that, but stay on. I appreciate that's a hell of a story, and I believe it though. I definitely believe it. We got Mr. DJ up in the building.
Oh, what's good? What's good?
Man, the world is yours, man.
Hey, and everything in it. So my whole premise for joining the Marine Corps was because I came into the Marine Corps married. That's where I fucked up. So I'm the subject matter expert on this. Not to say that Perfect Blackness and Julius don't have a perspective, but that was my first fuck up. So I'm just gonna put it out there now. I actually joined because of my son. You know what I'm saying? My firstborn son. I wasn't doing shit. I was on the couch. And I was like, you know what? I want to do something. You know what I'm saying? Because a guy wants to improve himself. Yeah.
Couch gang.
Right. Couch gang. But you know what I'm saying? I enlisted in the Marine Corps. I went, did all the stuff that Marines do. You know what I'm saying? I became a badass overnight. That's what it was. That was what was advertised. And I got every bit of it. So I literally, like Thanos in an Infinity Gauntlet, changed this chick's life overnight. And that was the second premise that I want to make, is that I tried to take a chick out of the hood, but she was just a hood chick, to be honest. And a lot of things happened in reference to me being on base when I hit my first duty station. It was on Camp Pendleton, for all those out there. And touching on what Perfect Blackness said, man, these chicks are sharks. They literally have, like, my wife told me this, or my soon-to-be wife told me this. They have apps that literally post who's single and who's married according to you being on base and doing all that. They have apps for this, Mr. Palmer.
Wow, really?
I'm dead ass serious.
They can look you up and say,
yes.
Oh, married, he not married. Okay, I don't want him. I want that one that's not married.
Yes, the hunt is on.
Wow.
Yes. She told me this because her father was a Marine and they went on base, and she would hear a lot of things from a woman's perspective, and she would come back and tell me these things. And I can honestly say the woman that I'm with now, she actually looked out for me, you know what I'm saying, towards the end of my Marine Corps career. You know what I'm saying, in reference to this whole child support situation, because she knew more of the laws. And that's the problem. When you enlist, they don't really teach you things about the child support laws. They'll give you the laws in reference to what you need to do for your career, but they won't, you know what I'm saying, put you on game as to legal ramifications of marriage and things like that. You know, so continuing on, you know, I went to the Marine, you know, went to the Fleet Marine Force. I did my thing. I actually started off as an E1. I started off at the bottom. I started off no stripes, everything like that. And when she got there, because we went from a 2-bedroom apartment to a 3-bedroom house with a 2-car garage, but I digress. When we got there, her behavior started to change. She pulled "I'm not happy." But I was doing waking up at 5:30 in the morning, 4:30 in the morning, going out, you know what I'm saying, doing the most. So right after the schism and the previous situation I explained happened and we split, and you know what I'm saying, I got rammed up, charged up, you know what I'm saying, they let her walk. So I went from a 3-bedroom house to being in the barracks overnight, all because of her. And not only that, they had to put a restraining order between me and my now ex-wife. So for that whole time, I couldn't see my kids, Mr. Palmer, at all. It took my, you know what I'm saying, my company commander to arrange something for me to see my kids outside of the orders being stated. So moving forward, after that, it's pretty hard. After that, it was just a whole bunch of bullshit, man. Like, couldn't talk to my kids, go to work every day. You know what I'm saying? Developed the drinking habit because of the bullshit. Had to pay this bitch $1,000 a month, basically until I got out. By the time I stopped paying, it was time for me to go. And it was just a bunch of bullshit, man. That's why I recommend you guys do not go into the military and get married. You'll be a fool. So that's the advice I give to you guys. And if you have any questions, Mr. Palmer, you can ask. Yo, Mr. Palmer.
Yeah, I think he muted.
So perfect blackness.
So how long did you stay in, bro? How long did you stay in the Marines?
I did 4 active and 4 reserve. So it was a total of 8.
So yeah, total of 8. So you did 4 inactive. You was in the reserves or National Guard?
I was in the Marine Corps Reserves. I always said I either do Marine Corps or bust, man.
Yeah, I went to in high school. I went to a Naval Academy high school before I went down. I went to college on a track scholarship, and then I went to the Army after that. Stayed for 10 years, man. So that's how I knew the Navy ranks. That's when they said the guy was a lieutenant. I was like, nah, it looked like a PO1 to me.
Right. I was saying he looked like a rusty enlisted person. I don't look like no officer.
Hey man, I'm an enlisted person, man, because he was at the same E grade that I was when I ETS'd out. So yeah, he's a PO1 is an E6.
Yep.
PO1 is an E6.
I got that E5 by luck, man.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
I said I got that sergeant rank. I got that by luck. I was extremely blessed, man. Like, I can say this. Despite the bullshit that the mother of my kids went through, man, my unit really did take care of me. And shout out to those guys, because those guys were awesome, man.
You're lucky.
Yeah, I was blessed, man. Like, I had some really good dudes around me who took care of me. Like, we took care of each other.
Oh,
go ahead, Percival. My bad.
No, I had a question about ranking there, because I know in the Army is different. So when you go from E4 to E5, that's not like a you don't have to go to like a different school or something like that to get E5.
You do. Once you get promoted to a sergeant, you go up for sergeant's course, and you do have to negotiate that course in order to be eligible for the next rank, which is staff sergeant.
No,
When I got promoted,
I'm talking about from E4 to E5.
yes, you do.
Okay, so you do have
You
to go
do.
to that different school to go. Okay, all right.
Yes, it's basically non-commissioned officers course. How it works in the Marine Corps, you have your Junior Marines, E1 to E3. You know what I'm saying? Your non-commissioned officers, your E4 and E5s, and your staff NCOs, E6s and above. So they all go to separate schools to receive different leadership training.
See, in the Army, to get E5, you have to go to, you got what's called A knock, B knock, and all that type of stuff. You got to go to school to get your buck sergeant. Then you got to go to another school to get your E6, and then another one to get your E7, another to get your E8, and so on and so
Right.
forth. Yeah.
It's something similar to that, but they kind of do a conglomerate because the Marine Corps can be very savage. Like, you know what I'm saying? In terms of getting rank, it become very, very aggressive. So it's a pot of aggressive people, if that makes sense.
No, I understand you. That's it. To get E5, you have to go to what's called PODC, and then to get any higher than that, you got to go to A knock and B knock school and all that type of stuff. So I was just wondering. That's all.
No, it's sort of the same thing, but because of the size of the Marine Corps, they kind of really it's more concentrated. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. No, that makes perfect sense.
You know, you have 2 million soldiers, and then you only have 163,000 Marines, so you can't really do the same thing because the numbers are different.
Right.
You know, in my case, you know what I'm saying, another homeboy of mine who ranked up the same time I did, we both had to go to corporal's course together, which was an attachment of the non-commissioned officers course. Same training, same development, same evolutions, the works.
Yeah. Okay.
So when I made E5, I had to do the same thing, but you know what I'm saying, my enlistment came to an end, so I couldn't go. So E5 it was.
Oh, I see. So I know when I made E5 after that, I didn't get a choice of any type of any type of duty station or anything. Like once I made E5, man, you got to go where they want you to go.
It was a wrap. You started from E1 again.
Yeah, see, when you first get in, man, they'll say, "Where do you want to go?" And you can go here, but E1 to E4 in the Army, man, yeah, you can do whatever you want. But after that, man, you belong to them for real.
Right. And for me, how I made E5 during my first enlistment, which was rare, it wasn't only because, you know, say proficiency in conduct. I actually got attached to other units and learn other skills. And it actually generated more money. And it's funny because the mother of my kids knew that, and that's why these acts took place.
I mean, you would think that military people would have, you know, extra protection from stuff like this, but no.
If anything, I think it's a Ponzi scheme to set you up, to be honest.
It is. It absolutely is. And the reason why I think that is because you got your guaranteed income. You got your guaranteed income. And if you're not living off post, you got your room and board taken care of, you got your food taken care of, and all that type of stuff. It is a scheme. And that's the reason why I think it is a scheme, because you know, you really don't need to live off post. I mean, if she divorces you, you don't need to. You can live on post, and you can eat on. You don't never need to go off post to eat for anything. You got your cable, room and board. What do you need to do that for? Just go ahead and wake up and go to work. That's the whole idea about it. That's why it is a Ponzi scheme. You are basically a slave now.
Right. I'm telling y'all, when I went to court, they sent me an escort with an E7, and the whole time we were driving there, walking there, wherever, he kept saying, "Just do what they tell you to do." So now we're used to taking orders. You know what I'm saying? We're used to just getting the order, doing it, and reporting back.
That's amazing that an E7 told you that shit, though.
Yep.
That is an E7 told you that.
Yep.
No, mine was from a captain. Same thing.
Yep.
Well, captain, a captain would be different, but an E7 That is amazing because it takes
Yeah,
a
that's rare.
long time to get an E. Because E7,
Oh, for sure.
Tell me something about an E7. You cannot bust down or demote an E7 at company level or even at battalion level. That shit takes congressional, movement to be busting down the E7, E8 and shit like that. So it's amazing that an E7 even told you that.
See, now in the Navy, what you guys are talking about, going to school to get ranked. When you in the Navy from E6, E7, that's what you got to do. You become a chief, so you got to have a sponsor. You got to go like you guys are saying, leadership school and all that, and you do basically boot camp all over again. They be walking around the base, nut the butt, and with their books in front of them, and they got a march and all that stuff all over again, and then they pass over. So yeah, so once, like you said, once you're E7, it's hard to get knocked back down, busted back down to E6 or E5. You know what I mean?
Because you're talking about a respect level now. Because these guys been in the military 12, 15 years. They have a lot of respect. I've seen E7s tell lieutenants and captains where to put it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
my
why
master
it's
chief.
amazing to hear that. That's why that's amazing to hear E7 say that to you.
My master chief didn't like me, and he didn't do nothing about it either. But my division, the guys that were in my division, I talk to them to this day. They was, that's why I say you was lucky, blessed to have who you had. You had your whole division, that had your back. My division had my back, but my leadership of my division did it. You know what I'm saying? I had to fight to make rank. We had a new E7 come in to the ship, and he was asking my master chief, why was I not promoted like 2 years ago? And he was like, well, man, he's got to do what he got to do. And boot camp, I made honor recruit. When I got to the fleet, I made junior sailor of the month like 2 or 3 times, junior sailor of the quarter like 2 or 3 times, Miss Junior Sailor of the Year. Once I got up to E4, I made sailor of the month, sailor of the quarter, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I was always the last one to get recruited or get praise or anything from my master chief and my lieutenant. But my E7s, E6s, E8s, they all praised me. They were like, hey, if you ever get out of the Navy, you need a job, you come see me, the whole nine. They would praise me at muster and this and that. My master chief, Mays got an award and he keep on pushing it. Anybody else get an award, he got streamers, banners, a band playing in the background and everything. Yeah, I'm serious with it too. So I just kept on pushing, doing what I was doing. You know what I mean? It was just in my nature to just do my job and do it well. You know what I mean? And I had fun in the military, besides all the, behind the scenes with the child support and stuff like that. Like I said, my master chief sent me up to captain's mast because he said I stole a laptop. So I was the one. Yeah, I was the one. I was in the Navy. I was in the khaki barbershop. I was the one cutting the captain's hair, the admiral's hair, all of that. So if we're in the work,
oh man, you the bear barber?
Oh no. So when I went to captain's mast, the captain was like, "Why are you here?" And my master chief just went, "Oh yeah, Mays, just that. He said he didn't do it. Now he up here saying he because once I got the captain's mast, it's a done deal. I've already went through a chief board, I've already went to the XO, and now I'm at captain's mast. So now it's a done deal. Once you reach the captain's mast, you might just say, I'll take what I take and just do it. You know what I mean? So the captain was like, we're 35, has much pay times 2. So
that wasn't me. So after my last 2 years, they actually offered me promotion and all that because I had already been to school and all that. They offered me like $10,000 prorated over a year. I mean, at the time that I ETS, they needed E6 jump qualified personnel in the Southwest region. I wanted to get out of the States. And they said that I can go anywhere that's within the Southwest region. That's like, Central, Southern California, Nevada, Texas, that area. And I wanted to get the fuck out of the States. I told them that I didn't need a promotion. You just send me just you can see me anywhere. I just want to get out of the States. And they said, well, we didn't have that window for you. And I just said, okay, I'll just ETS out. That's exactly what I did. I just ETS out. I ain't want to deal with it no more. I ain't want to deal with it no more.
Check this out. Let me give a shout out to Ringside with LCD. Speaking of California, $10 donation. She said, I swear I helped many of my young Marines with this exact same situation. It was heartbreaking. Shout out to my brother. I want to give a shout out to Solo Dolo for the $5 donation. She said, BMTs have no remorse for the destruction they cause. Yeah, no, not at all. Want to give a shout out to essential entities for the 999. Salute you, Mr. Palmer, and all you brothers in the chat speaking. This is therapeutic and extremely helpful. Rest in peace to my dad who was in the military and been through a lot. Y'all saving lives. Thank you. Salute to you, my brother. Let me see if there's anybody else.
I'll say this.
Go ahead, brother.
I will say that the Marine Corps was the best, worst thing that ever happened to me. And I know that sounds like, what? Best, worst thing? Yes.
Roger that.
I would say it was the best thing because it put me around the elite and it taught me how to compete. You know what I'm saying? It put me around other alphas, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it does.
And it was the worst thing that happened to me because it really did expose the fallacies in my family. You know what I'm saying? For the price that I paid to become the elite, I subsequently found out that my wife was a baby mama terrorist.
Let me ask you this, Mr. DJ. I'm glad you said it again because I want to know when you found it out, of course, y'all was married and everything, you in the military. And of course, I know you didn't get the fair treatment when it came to it, right?
Not necessarily. So my unit, they actually, you know what I'm saying, they respected it. They heard the whole story. And some of my unit people actually, you know what I'm saying, through the grapevine and through other people, you know what I'm saying, got the story. And they were just like, you know what, brother? They were just like, we get it, bro. But they were just like, in some respects, we have to run down on you, you know what I'm saying, because orders are orders. And I was like, you know what? I respect that.
Right.
They kept it up. They kept it funky with me.
Right.
And he was just like, you know what I'm saying, from a business standpoint, we got to run down on you. But from a personal standpoint, man, you have our respect. I was like, I appreciate that. So from a professional standpoint, they did what they had to. And I can't blame them for that because business is business. I can't have my emotions tied up in the business.
Right.
You know, but I will say that they treated me fairly. I will say that, you know what I'm saying, yeah, I got fucked by the green weenie, but at least they added lube, if that makes sense.
I disagree. You wasn't treated fairly. Just because the action arms of unfairness are cool people and say, you know, I just got to do this because it's no, you weren't treated fairly. Period.
No, I'm saying in terms of them treating me after the fact. Like they didn't, like I wasn't a leper. I wasn't, you know, you ever had that one guy in your unit that was just like that dirtbag? That was just like, dude, you really
Everybody did.
Right. So I wasn't that leper.
Well, I've had the unfortunate task of having a soldier or two up under my command that way.
Right. So in terms of systematically, oh man, it was the screen went dark and it was a fatality. ABAC ABB. Like the alimony, the being from the big barrack to now being in, or not a big barrack, but being in a 3-bedroom house to now being in the barracks drinking alcohol, not cool. So much so, bro. It was so bad. They had a bird call me on my cell phone, man.
A bird?
A full colonel. They know what I'm talking
about.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, the full bird colonel. That's the bird. That's not the.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, that's not the silver oak leaf. That's the whole bird. That's what they mean by full bird colonel. Yeah.
They had a bird call me.
So you got a whole battalion commander. God damn.
Hey.
They got a battalion commander calling you. Not an XO. The whole
not an XO.
Commander.
Not a company commander. They had a bird call me and personally talk to me.
Damn.
Dang.
A full bird colonel. That's one rank less. That's one, just to give you some perspective. That's one rank less than a brigadier general.
General, yeah.
That's one rank left than a brigadier general, a 1-star general.
Damn.
Yep, I still remember his name. His name was Colonel Kraft. Shout out to Colonel Kraft. That rusty old dude, he gave me the best advice that I ever got in my life. He was like, David, I've been through what you've been through. He told me this verbatim, and I'll never forget it. He said, cut the bitch off cold turkey and keep it like a refrigerator.
Damn right. Damn right.
And he was just like, on that note, Marine, I'm out. He was just like, you have a wonderful day. That's the best advice he ever gave.
Let me speak of that. Well, let me ask you this question: why, when you go into the military, they are not teaching soldiers about this type of situation? Even in the NBA, they try to tell the rookies not to get in these situations with groupies and stuff like that. Why they're not doing that in the military, knowing that if something like this happened, you will be set up for failure?
Because it's not politically correct. And if it's one thing that I've learned about the military, especially in my later years being in the military, they are extremely, extremely politically correct. You know, years ago, they didn't have basic training where it was co-ed. Now they have it all co-ed. And it has to be politically correct. So to do that right there, when you're giving that type of, when you're giving men those type of briefings right there, you're setting the military up for all manner of lawsuits and litigation. That's why they won't touch this with a 10-foot pole. They will never do it. You would get this type of advice on a more personal level.
Unit.
Not even a unit. It'd be more on a one-on-one guys level. They're not going to do it on any type of official way. And I can't speak for no other branch, but in the Army, they are not going to do anything on any type of official way. It'll have to be
unofficial.
On an unofficial way. It is never going to be behind the rank. It is never going to be behind that. No, it will never be that way. Never, ever.
I believe in some respects that the Department of Defense is like low-key simp enforcing, because they always been the mothers of America. It's all about mothers of America. Like, who gives a shit? Who are giving up their lives for mothers of America. So at least give some decency. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Mr. Palmer, if you look up other countries, how they have commercials to get their citizens to join the military, and then you look at ours of today, you will be fully embarrassed to even represent America.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yep. So I know if I compare North Korea over there with the United States, I already know American ways. I already know.
Yeah.
See, you gotta understand this, right? The military, beyond the leadership, is take away the leadership out. When I say leadership, I'm talking anyone that's below the Department of Defense. Take the leadership away. The United States military still can rule the world over twice, 3 times over. The Russian military, the China, they wouldn't stand a chance against the United States. They only stand a chance when you input the leadership that they have to take orders from. That's where the problem is. And see, now you're talking, when you get beyond, when you start talking the Department of Defense and up, now you got problems. Now you have problems. Okay, so and that's when you start talking about promotions from E1 to E4, the PT and rifle range qualifications, that type of shit. It starts to go into that, right? Whereas before it didn't. If it just left it to the military, Russia wouldn't be doing what they doing. China wouldn't do the type of shit that they do.
Nope.
Because as big as they are not the United States military. I don't think people really understand this, how powerful the United States military really is. It's a powerful entity.
My business got robbed.
But they are able to do what they do because we have such bitchified Leadership.
Right. Symbol forces. They the only ones that go to any country and station a little part of a United States something in their land.
Mm-hmm.
So they got to have some type of power. So I'll be allowed to say that. But like you said, who run it? These symbol forces.
It's the leadership, and that's the problem. You have too many. It is too much of PC political correctness with the sexist, with the feminists that has really started to permeate and disease the military. It has really pissed me off, to be honest with you. It is so diseased the military. It's pathetic.
It has, like, you know what I'm saying? When I enlisted, it was full of warriors. You used to have sleeve tattoos and goals in your mouth, and you were going to the shit. Now it's just you have to appeal to certain people, and it's just like I couldn't deal with like peacetime, so I got out. I don't like peacetime. You know, it's just like they don't know how potent the United States military is in terms of being a combatant. There is a reason why America is still the world superpower, because China and Russia cannot compare to basically what we do on a day-to-day basis. If you really knew from a militant standpoint, day-to-day operations, I think the fact that this whole child support situation in the military happened will change your perspective, if that makes sense.
Yeah. See, there was a reason why. There was a reason why I did not want to come back to this. There was a reason why when it came to my ETS, I told them I would go anywhere overseas. You could send me to Korea. Now, I've never been to Korea, but I know people, they consider that a hardship tour. You only do maybe a couple of years there at best. I told them I would go anywhere. I just wanted to get out of the States. I did not want to be in the States because it was a stark difference from going from Germany. I came back here to the States. It was people trying to put me out. I had to fight off Article 15s and that type of shit, getting busted down and all that type of stuff. I had to deal with that shit. Oh, I had a company commander who, and at the time, because I was a unit armor for most of the years that I was in, but this is right at the beginning. I had right at the it was like my third or fourth year in when they brought me back, and I was in and I went back to Benning, right? And I was in Benning, and I had this company commander. He was one of the biggest assholes I have ever seen in my entire fucking life, and he was stupid. He was one of the most. He was the dumbest O3 I have ever seen. And his problem was that now I'm talking serious stupid. When we out in the field, and this asshole, he riding with his nogs on, and he drives his Humvee into a fucking ditch.
What?
Oh,
what did he drunk?
I don't know. It was some things he wanted me to get ordered for him. Now, first of all, he coming back out from the field. He gives me a dirty rifle. I close the arms room up. I ain't got to take a dirty rifle. And see, at that time, I hadn't been promoted to E5, but I had gotten what they call a lateral promotion from E4 specialist to E4 corporal. And I got put into the arms room. I got put into running the arms room before I could go to PODC and get get E5. I was scheduled to go to PODC, and once I got to PODC, they was going to make me officially the arms sergeant, but I hadn't gotten there yet. And I know at that time in the Army, they put corporals to be in charge of the arms room. That's exactly what they did to me. I was a 2-strike corporal being in charge of the arms room. And this O3 captain, man, he was a complete asshole. He didn't know shit. He threw his rank around, was one of the worst things to do. He didn't know shit. He threw his rank around, and he knew the battalion XO because they went to goddamn together. They went to OCS together, and that was a fucking nightmare. That was a goddamn nightmare. He wrote me up. One Article 15. His first Article 15 didn't stick. It didn't stick at all. I had to do a congressional. I had to get congressmen involved in that shit. And after that, they were supposed to actually send me to somewhere else, but they didn't. They kept me on the goddamn post. You have to deal with that type of shit when you are in the military. When you're in the military stateside, that's what you got to deal. You got to deal with that type.
You
of
serious?
Shit. Yes. You got to deal with that type of shit when you stateside in the Army.
Oh
And
my
it put a real bitter taste in my mouth. I didn't want to. When I re-upped after that, I was like, you know, I don't know if I want to do it. Then when I got to Texas, it was even worse.
Yeah, I've heard some crazy stories about.
It was even worse, man, because when you have a strong personality, I got a strong personality. When you got a black man with a strong personality, you gonna have problems in the military.
Of course.
You have problems. I had problems. I got busted down, had to work my way back up to E6 and all. Man, it was a problem, man. That's why I spent 10 years in and I only got E6. I should have been at E78, E78.
Yeah, at least the E7, about to become an E8 at some point. Of course, yeah.
Yeah, because I made no bones, but I got busted down. The only thing that saved me, that really helped me, is because I had a battalion sergeant major who only answered to a full board colonel.
Of course.
He helped me out. He spoke up for me. He spoke up for me, and I was able to get my E6. He sure did.
But that's a crying shame that somebody at the battalion level has to speak up for you in reference to something that you work for.
Yeah.
Because you're dealing with Conan's bullshit. Like, no.
Yeah. They don't like when you do a congressional, that means you're a soldier, that you are writing a congressman to get involved with your issue. And I had a sponsor. I had a senior level NCO sponsor to help sponsor me. And man, that's what helped me. But I had to do a congressional against that captain. The only thing I learned about him that they didn't take his command to bust him down. They just reassigned him. But he was an absolute idiot.
They do that no shit. Now they'll just move you. They could be accused of some type of harassment. They just move them. They won't fire them. They move them somewhere else.
Of course. You gotta understand, like the officer ranks, it's a good old boy club. Once you graduate from OCS and things like that, you become part of a select group. They have, I don't know if they have this in the Army, but in the Marines, you have an officers club and you have a non.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. They got the NCO club and they got the officers club. Yep, they do.
Right. So with that being said, who's to say that these folks who are, you know what I'm saying, at the higher echelon don't go into these clubs and talk about these issues before carrying out orders? That's why I said earlier in this video that I have a theory that some of these people are sipping forces in uniforms.
Yeah, it's bad now, man.
Yeah,
it's real bad. It's bad now. That's why I was like, I'm not going to give you guys another 4 years. I told them I would give you 6 years if you let me go overseas. I'll give you 6 years if you let me go overseas. They said,
hey
no.
Man, look, I would have re-enlisted. They would have gave me overseas, but hey, I decided to go ahead and wrap it up, man. Because that no. And plus, for me, Marine Corps time with other services, man, it's like 4 years in the Marine Corps is like 6 years of another branch because of all the stress you go through, man. I don't know if you heard a theory like that.
I've never heard that. I've been on, but I'm gonna say for people that say that racism and all that don't exist in Missouri is bullshit.
Oh, I can get into that. Oh man, I got so many stories.
It's complete and utter bullshit.
I've ran into situations where somebody was leaking and had an STI, and they didn't even bring him medical attention until a couple of days later because of the color of his skin.
Wow, ain't that a bitch?
He didn't go. Well, I don't know how they do it. I mean, I know in the Army you can just go to the TMC, the Troop Medical Clinic, and you can go there anytime.
You have medical on base. You can go to the corpsman on base, but we're out in the field. What they gonna do?
Oh yeah, if you're out in the field, it's different.
Yeah, if you're out in the field, that's too much of nothing. You suck it up, Buttercup.
Hey,
you gotta do this 20K.
Do me a favor, Perfect Blackness. Read this off because them 2 words I don't know. Shout out to Real Toll. Probably for the folks.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. That looks German. I didn't speak German over there. I didn't speak German over there, man.
Anybody know these 2 words?
If you said it in Japanese, I probably can tell you.
Okay, well, I'm gonna try my best. Real. So he said, "Swipe first or Swin Fort."
Swinfurt,
but that's German. That is German. That is German.
Right,
I can tell you
but I don't know what it is. So Swingfur and Graffin War and Bliss in the house. Sup, brothers? Shout out to you, brother. I hope I said the best. I didn't know this shit. I'm like, oh nah, I'm from Cottage Grove, man. I ain't from Russia. But
No, that's more German than Russian.
it's
But
German. I'm being funny, but I got this video, Perfect Black, that sent me. It's a 5-minute clip, and it says Army recruitment ad: China versus Russia versus United States or USA. It's 5 minutes. I want y'all to check this out, and I want y'all thoughts on this shit. This is very interesting.
All right.
我们已经习惯打倒。
王军，到！专利动员大会现在开始。
一声道是一句承诺，
军长同志，
一声道是一种割舍，一声道是一次重塑。
海上、空中、陆上各作战机组已新定完善作战计划。
一声道是一场冲锋。我们用生命扛起使命，我们用忠诚筑起长城。改革强军，征途如虹。
历史告诉我们，改革创新与时俱进，是人民军队不断发展的康庄大道。人民军队的力量来自改革创新，人民军队的胜利来自改革创新。
祖国召唤，我必到。
若有战，终必回。
一声道，一声道。
That was China.
Это первый день твоей новой жизни. То, что было вчера, не имеет значения. То, кем ты был прежде, уже никого не волнует. Теперь важно то, кем ты будешь сегодня. Что ты знаешь о себе? На что ты способен? Вопросы могут остаться без ответов, но разве ты сможешь потом спокойно спать? Узнать себя, познать границы своих возможностей. К черту границы. Ты готов ломать себя до изнеможения. Каждый день здесь боль закаляет. Шрамы, повседневность. Это ты решил себе что-то доказать. Командир здесь только для того, чтобы ты мог увидеть в нем врага. Потому что без врага нет боя, а без боя нет победы. Но на самом деле главный враг — это ты. Вчерашний ты. Твоя задача — выследить врага, догнать его, превзойти, стать лучше, чем он, и вернуться назад победителем. Потому что завтра первый день твоей новой жизни.
You go to US.
This is the story of a soldier who operates your nation's Patriot missile defense systems. It begins in California.
So what do y'all think about those 3 commercials? I see a big difference out of one. Y'all tell me what y'all think.
You see what I'm talking about, President Radcliffe?
What's that?
I say, you see what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, I do. I noticed that
Yeah,
one. I saw that woman there. I have to say this, and because this is what jumped up before the female thing. I saw that the Russian part, the Russians. I mean, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not a military historian, but I know when I was in jump school, at least at the time, Russians really didn't have paratroopers before the United States. They got that from us.
Yeah.
And I did because I went, because I went to jump school, and I can say Russians didn't have, they didn't have what they would call paratroopers. They didn't have that before us. Yeah, I'm just saying, but I did notice the female theme there. Now I can say at the end of it, I didn't hear any sound. Maybe it was just me, but I didn't hear any sound. But I did see how that message, that little subliminal message that they're trying to send there about these women. When I went to jump school, it wasn't not one woman, jump or airsoft schools. I went to jump and airsoft in Bennett. And I can say I didn't see, at least not in my class, I didn't see any, it wasn't any women there. Not in my class. I know they have some, I do know that they have some women going to jump school, but it wasn't not in the class that I went to.
I didn't see a female Marine until like almost 6 months into my enlistment. I be perfectly honest, I didn't see one until then. Like, and with the video, man, I'm gonna be very blunt and honest. I would say that after seeing that dude in the dress, they really trying to pussyfy this military thing. They're trying to appeal to everybody. And to be honest with you, this is not for everybody. If you're not built a certain type of way, this type of dynamic is going to expose you. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Now, after watching that video, I work at a mental health hospital, and it's connected to Great Lakes, which is the Navy-based boot camp.
Mm-hmm.
And the other day, 2 days ago, I was in what they call the military unit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all people from boot camp trying to get out, basically. So they say something's wrong with them. And I speak to these guys, and I'm like, and girls, and I'm like, what week were you in? Oh, I was in week 1. What week were you in? Oh, I was in T days. What week were you in? 2 of them said that one guy said, hey, I finished the whole thing. And so, I spent some lingo. What's the Navy's creed? What's the sailor's creed? What's your 10th general order, et cetera, to see if he really graduated or got done with it. And he succeeded. And I asked another guy, I said, what week were you in? I was in week 7. I'm like, okay, what's the sailor's creed? What's your 8th general order? I asked some simple questions that only a week 7 person would know. Mm-hmm. Then I asked them, I say, why are you guys getting out? Oh, because, I couldn't, somebody was tampering with my water.
What?
I'm like, what? Yeah, every time I drink the water, it tastes like it was gasoline or something in it. Then I started fainting. I'm like, bruh. I'm like, what?
I don't think people know just how many medical discharges women get.
Yeah.
Women, even when I was in basic training, and AIT, and even when I went to my first year, I seen so many women get medical discharges for one reason or another. They are giving women medical discharges. It's like candy. Again, I don't know how it was. I mean, how it is now, but when I was in, I seen women get medical discharges like nothing.
I came to the fleet.
All kinds of medical discharges.
I came to the fleet, I think, 3 to 4 years after women were allowed on ships. And when we went out to sea, we went overseas. It was 8 months. It was an 8-month bid. There was prostitution rings on the ship, ran by women. There was women sneaking liquor and getting drunk and sleeping with higher ups and all this stuff. Man, and I see why they won't let women on, on ships or on the base or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because they were wilding out. They was wilding out, bro.
Well,
go ahead,
I'm
Chef.
going to order you guys. So I've been. What's up, Mr. Palmer? What's up, Palmer? How you doing? You hear me?
Go ahead, Chief. Go
I'm
ahead.
older, you guys. Well, I started in the Navy back in the day, and it was kind of different back then. Back then, we were more strict, more hardcore. Wasn't soft. Women actually cut their hair. It wasn't long like it is now. You couldn't get away with that stuff. And in those days, you come in and we treat you just like any other men. Yes, we see women cry like a baby and all that stuff because they can't handle it. They yelling and screaming, all that stuff. Now you gotta be talk soft and BS, and you got all these LGBT crap coming in and stuff.
Yeah.
I left when Clinton, when Don't Act, Don't Tell started coming in.
Yes.
And I know it's hard for the Marine Corps because they were pushing that so hard. They was really like, I don't think so. No way. You ain't doing this shit. No.
Thank Obama for that.
Matter of fact, they tried to. Yeah,
No, I was saying you could thank Obama.
Yeah.
For that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, because they were trying to trick that shit. That shit. Now, I remember. Yeah.
Now at Great Lakes RDCs, they can't beat the booters. The booters at Great Lakes now, the RDCs can't beat the booters.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's been going on for years.
And they have a stress card, so if they're getting cooked, they can pull out their stress card. And RDC's got to stop right away what they're doing and let them go have phone time, have a quiet time, or whatever. And yes, they get their phones after 7.
Oh yeah. When I was in the Navy, we had went to San Diego, San Francisco, and when I came on ship, they all said some areas you don't go, and some areas you don't go on ship. And we had gay country. We call it gay country, so we know we was gay. Yeah. And we know where the gangs were, the cribs, and all some areas of the ship you don't go because you won't be messed up. But we actually had to stop up in San Diego and get some more. And we can tell these motherfuckers gay right here. I'm like, damn. But I never, went that so far. When Don't Ask came out, we were like, damn, this is fucked. And guys was leaving left and right. It was up in command. They was gay too and shit like that. It was just like, this is fucked. Now, guys leaving left and right, more than ever. And on the group is still holding on. It's the Marine Corps. They fight that shit like left and right. I know someone's gonna lose, but they fight that shit hard. You can do that shit in the Army, but down Marine Corps, you fucked up. Oh, no way in hell.
Oh no, absolutely not. There's one thing about the Marine Corps, man.
Wait, you can do what in the Army?
Huh?
No, say that. You said you can do what in the Army? No, you said you can do that stuff in the Army. What was you referring to?
I said they can try that shit. That video. We just saw that shit right there in the video, like that. The advertised video. They can do that shit in the Army, but you never gonna see no advertised that shit in the Marine Corps. Oh hell, no way in hell.
But see, here's the thing,
and I can see right now. You try that shit in the Marine Corps.
Here's the thing with that, because most of that is just advertisement. For the specialties and all of that type of stuff, even most women that you will see in the Army, they're going to be in the clerical sections or nurses or that type of stuff. Most of them are not in the combat field.
Yeah,
they're not in the combat field. They're not in even forward, or they're mostly going to be what they call forward or rear support. They're not going to be in there. They're not even going to be unit armors like I was. They're not going to be that. Look at the mother can't even break down the weapons or anything. They're not going to be in those areas. So when you see these women, they're going to be in clerical and nursing. They're not going to be in combat. They're not going to be in the front. They're not.
They're not going to volunteer to go up front. You're right. You're not. They're not. See, my
Well,
thing is this.
they're not like,
You
let's
know,
say like
I think
Rangers or
one of
something like that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I think the biggest mistake. This is my thing. If women want to do that, the biggest mistake, big mistake they done in the military. They don't cross training. They don't get in bodybuilding because the key thing is they worry about, can you pick me up if I get hit, and can you carry me? That's the main thing they all concerned. And that's one of the biggest, a big mistake in the military, especially for PT training, is if you're gonna do this, we're gonna train you hardcore training, and yes, and that's hardcore bodybuilding and fitness. And you got
And not
prove
many
right there.
women can
That's
carry.
big
Not
problem.
many women can carry a man like that. Not many women can carry a man. We have to do that in basic training. Not many women can carry a man like that.
Right.
That is
I
correct.
know what I'm saying. I know it. I agree. But I'm talking about if they don't start doing that, they need to start training women hard. I mean, bodybuilding hard, cross-fitting hard. You got to put on. Yes, you're gonna put on some muscles, and yes, you might look like Arnold Schwarzenegger a little bit, but still, we gotta do this to make sure you can carry my ass across that field if something happens, or anything like that, equipment or anything. Not you supposed to do 15 push-ups, you don't do 5 crap. Oh no, we gonna train
Most
your
of
ass
the women
hard.
can't even. Most of the women can't even pass the Most of the women can't even pass the PT requirements.
I've only met 2.
I know,
They
know
can't
what I'm
even
saying.
pass the PT requirement for their own age and weight. They can't
I've only
even
met-
do that for their own age
That's
and
what I'm
weight.
saying. That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. And that's what I think that's one of the biggest mistakes the military ain't doing it. But we got all these damn feminists, all these women crap. We gotta make it easy for them. Oh, BS. If you that serious about this, train them like that. Put these motherfuckers in the gym, in hardcore gym, and let them live them ass weights. Serious hardcore weights. I guarantee they be dropping like flies. Across the
check this
board.
out. Let me give a shout out
Put
to
them in there.
NYC.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Chief. Go ahead. Go ahead. Finish off, Chief.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
You give a shout out to NYC Evolve.
In the same way. Okay. It's in the same way in the police department. Yeah, some are good shooters and all stuff like that, but we gotta train them hard. Train them. I don't want to hear no BS crying like this. We gotta train them. Make sure that if something happens, you can carry me out of that situation. You can back me up. And I see the kids that come in. I got my kid this, my kid that. Well, baby, you should have thought of that before you joined. You gotta work 12 hours a day. We train you. We gotta do double shift and stuff like this. But that's the situation. That's life. And
Right.
I'm not trying to be male chauvinist, but this is a man word. You just gotta you gotta go through it. This is hardcore stuff, and that includes the fire department too. And it's the same way the fire department. They tell you that. The biggest concern they have: can you carry that big equipment? Can you use that big ass saw and cutting cars and stuff like that? And go in. You got the weight on. You got the oxygen tank and all that stuff. And you go in and can you carry somebody? Oh no, we need this, and they break down and stuff. Now, don't get me wrong. I've seen some good female bodybuilders and they have done it, and I give them credit for that. But a lot of people just don't want to do it. They worry about not be feminine no more and shit.
Yeah. Hey, let me give a shout out.
Reality.
Chief, let me give a shout out to NYC Evolve for the 499. He says social justice warriors are not warriors. 100%, brother. Facts. I want to give a shout out to that's facts. A shout out to Realtor Properties for the 499. He says some women get pregnant to get out of deployment. I can believe that too.
Story about that one.
That's true.
I can believe that too. Check this out. Chris G said I concur.
That's true.
Hold on, Chief Cook. Chris G said I concur. I was on an aircraft carrier and there was chicks prostituting on a ship. They was a group of them called the Whole Squad. Damn.
I can back that up too.
I want to.
I can back that up because I was on carrier.
Hey, I want to give a shout out to.
Tell Hook.
Hold on. I got a couple more super chats. I got to give a shout out to Lee Smith for the $5 donation. Said 15 years ago, I knew this sassy courseman chick stationed in Bremerton. She told me about the prostitution ring on the ships. She had to be in on it too. Shout out to you, Mr. Lee. I can believe that too. I'm not surprised about that shit. Damn, I'm not surprised. You get pregnant so you can get out of it.
Oh, I got a story about that one.
I was in back in the day when, I was in back in the day when Tail Hook came out. If you remember Tail Hook, you know that story, and women having second party in both. And this is what got me so pissed about it. We had CEO commanders training sexual harassment class, and then everybody got to take, and they the ones doing them damn self. They got caught. We had to get caught, having sex with one female corpsman. He jumped on all these guys, and at the end of the day, his ass got caught. Is that world? This is what happened.
He was trying to cover his track.
This dude. Hell yeah, he covered his track, but like I said, he got caught. He went bottom of the ship, way the bottom of the ship, and got caught. And at first, he had read, get court-martial and all these guys, having sex with the female, and they get caught, and he yelling, screaming, top of the lungs, and all that shit. And at the end of the month, this motherfucker got caught. Same motherfucker. You busted your ass. So
yeah, fuck him. I want to give a shout out to Realtor Properties once again for the $4.99. He said female CPT from my unit got caught with 20,000 under the mattress in Iraq from prostitution. You can't make this shit up.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's female. Yeah, it's female captain. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, officers too. Officers get caught. Officers get caught. Senior chiefs get caught. Everybody get caught. When you get, you've been there for 20 years, and I mean, some areas of a ship or some areas on post and stuff like that, you can fight yourself. Hell yeah, you get caught.
Female captain.
You be hard as hell, and that's what. Yeah, that's female captain. Yeah.
Wow.
Giving out additional duties. Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh man.
There was a full-board colonel. A full-board colonel got called raping an officer of a woman. He's in jail right now.
Dirty old man.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, he's done.
Yeah,
if he's a full bird, he's done.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's done. I know he done.
Two-star generals. Two-star generals. And shit, they happen. And he goes up in chain of command, and stuff like that.
I want this pregnancy story to come out because this one's been sizzling. Trust me. I got one for you.
What got me though is this commercial compared to the three. See, they all cartoon and all sissified and all that shit. Everybody else talking about, yeah, we going to war, and they like we going to the fairy stars.
Because these motherfuckers is goofy out here. These are cartooning people.
Yeah, what kind of shit is that?
Like, the military ain't nothing to play with. This ain't a cartoon. This is not a game. Like,
right.
People live this. Like, this is not something you toy around with. This ain't Call of Duty.
Right.
This ain't Minecraft. This ain't whatever games you've been playing. Grand Theft Auto, whatever games you've been playing. When you stand on them yellow footprints, all that other shit go out the window. It's time to separate the wheat from the tare, man. And that's what people don't understand.
Yeah.
Well, you can thank Obama for that.
If you guys remember that old cartoon, if y'all remember that old cartoon G.I. Joe, the cartoon, you never see them. You always see hardcore, badass guys. You don't see them make it out with a female, Scarlet and Lady J and all that stuff like that. Because these guys were professionals. Nah, you don't see that shit now.
No, you don't.
We let people slide because of they weight. Weight now, and sexual rotation now, and you put underweight. You put to stay in shape, especially in the Marine Corps. I wish you would be 150 pounds like that. Let's chop your head off.
Yes, if you're overweight in the Marine Corps, they will process you out. That is a fact.
Yeah.
This is not a game. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. They give you what, 3 chances to lose weight, something like that.
2.
And you don't
That's
maintain that
it.
weight,
They'll
you
put you on
out.
a body composition plan, and if you don't lose the weight, you're done.
Yeah, usually they don't even let you in.
Right. If you don't meet a certain height or weight standard, the Marine Corps won't even let you. That's what I mean. There's a standard,
Right.
and a lot of people
Yeah.
they want to
And
be
now,
about that life, but they don't want to uphold the standard, and that's the problem.
Yeah, they
and
downplay.
now they let everybody slide now.
They give them mercy.
Yeah. So look at
When
the
you
guard. Look at the
when you
guard.
get on that battlefield, there's no mercy.
So,
Man, Stiliano said,
and,
"What up with the husband having a wedding dress and the bride having a suit? You already know Obama can help enhance that shit."
Man, look, Obama went on a Marine Corps base, man, and that dude, they put it on camera like this dude was sitting here and Marines were cheering. Man, that man was uncomfortable. And Marines started asking questions, and they were making that man feel uncomfortable. Like they were asking hard questions. So
back in the day, no, Full Metal Jacket.
Right.
Yeah.
You guys watch the Full Metal Jacket, and we put that shit in your head every damn day. Now they can't play that shit no more.
No, they can't.
You can't do shit no more. You can't hit nobody. No, you dumb.
Yeah, you can't do none of that. You can't do none of
My
that.
experience in boot was akin to what you've seen on Full Metal Jacket. Full Metal Jacket was like Thomas and Friends compared to what I went through.
Yeah.
I'm not. This is not a game.
Can't say that word. Can't. Yeah.
I've seen a man.
No, D word.
Trust me, I've seen a man get choked out for not holding his rifle correctly, like literally choked out.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, trust me, it's not a game, and
I've seen that.
that's what I said before. A lot of these people are not built for that life, but you romanticize it so much. People are not built for this. There's only a select few that are.
No, it's not. There are people. A lot of people don't understand just how hard basic training is and stuff like that. Is, you know, I came from running track, and I was in shape, and it was hard for me. At least the first 2 weeks, it was rough. The first 2 weeks was rough. It was rough.
90% of it is mental, my guy.
Yeah, and now
a lot of people are built like. What you say? Somebody say something?
I was gonna say now in 2030, they saying by the time 2030, the Marine Corps they'll start increasing the numbers now, because we got a smaller branch, and
of course,
and now thanks to Trump, he put in by the time 20, he gonna make sure the Marine Corps can increase it. Now it can be like a full branch now, full numbers now. So he put that in, and so far Biden has not changed it. But I think by 2030 you can find more officers now, more branches now, more Marine Corps increase more than ever, so they can be up there with the Army.
Shouldn't do that.
Biden see, now you're gonna water it down. I mean,
nah,
you're gonna water it down.
I disagree with that, because for me, I gave a large part of my young adulthood to the Marine Corps, so I take it very personally in some respects, you know, and I gave a lot of time away from my kids in order to do something special. And I don't like what I was seeing in terms of recruiting. You should tell people the truth. And I think that video was very disingenuous. You should tell them what to expect, because people think this shit is a game. And once you get in it, it's not a game. Like, they're not playing with you. They're literally giving you tools to save your life in some respects, man. And with that being said, don't play with my Marine Corps like that. It's for the creme de la creme, and it's for the 1% for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody can be a Marine, and not everybody can wear that uniform like that, man. And that's all I got to say about that.
Hey, this dude, Righteous Name, said these dudes are slow. Get some people who got GT score over 110 to talk about this. It's embarrassing.
I'm sorry, you can come on a righteous name and
you come on in and speak your piece, because evidently you got a score over 110. I want you to tell your truth. Anybody's in the military, welcome to join in.
Yeah, I agree. I will say this with the GT score, that's just a classification of your learning competency. It doesn't necessarily mean if you're smart or stupid. I'll be honest with you. My GT score was a 65 or 70. That doesn't make me an idiot. That just means I was eligible for certain jobs. Your GT score is only a measure of what you can do in service, not necessarily if you're smart or not. It's a complete misnomer, but I would like to discuss it with the guy if he's willing to.
Yeah, I mean, he up in the comments talking. I mean, you might as well come on in.
Yeah. And especially when it comes down to the Marine Corps, because we have certain traditions that are in place. You know what I'm saying? And the Marine Corps is a very small organization. So when I meet Marines, it's kind of like meeting a family member. Yes, Akila, yes. You were a hunter of gunmen. So did you go to the Scout Sniper School on Camp Pendleton or the one on Camp Lejeune?
See, you know what really bothers me about people about their GT or the ASVAB score?
Talk to me.
It really bothers me about that, because I scored over 120, and it doesn't mean any goddamn, because they wanted me to go into Intel, and I didn't want to. I just didn't want to. That means nothing.
Right.
The 03 that I was talking about, who was a fucking idiot, he scored so high on the ASVAB, it's not even funny, but he was a goddamn idiot.
That's why I said
that it means nothing. You know, Mr. Palm, put that guy's statement back up, because it means nothing. It means nothing. I've known guys who barely got in scoring. I think it was at the time was a 32 or something like that, and cut off at the ASVAB, who were really good soldiers. That means nothing. It's almost like it's almost like the ACT. It's almost like the SAT AC. It means nothing. It means that you can test good. That's it.
But
it
you know
means
what?
You can test.
What? That's no different from these baby mama terrorists, how they got their degrees in education with they non-married ass.
That type of shit pisses me off.
Yeah.
I bet you, man, he was probably a fucking officer who didn't work, who did nothing but push fucking papers. He must have been one of them damn bitches in the goddamn clerical office, who was a secretary. They got a lot of them that score real high on the ASVAB.
Well, here's the thing for a righteous name. A righteous name.
That don't mean shit.
If I'm so slow, or if I'm incompetent about talking about my experiences in the Marine Corps, what are the things that I've said that are disingenuous in nature? Since I'm very slow, and I would like him to come on and tell me what are the things that I've said about the Marine Corps that are untrue.
Hit the link. Hit the link.
Yeah,
post the link and hit it.
Yeah, I would really like him to come on here.
I did that 5 minutes ago.
State a premise, and then I will go ahead and I will articulate to him why I'm saying the things that I'm saying. I'm trying to save people's lives. They don't go through the fucking dumb shit that I went through with a hood ass chick that was a baby mama terrorist. That's the premise of this whole thing. If you really want me to be honest with you. But you're talking about somebody is slow and get somebody with a GT score of 110. That GC score of 110 is going to save your funky ass from child support. Now, is it?
Nope.
Yeah. And absolutely. And one thing about these goddamn female terrorists, when we overseas or on board a ship or anything like that, and you ain't seen them for six months, and all of a sudden she writes you a letter and tell you pregnant, but we ain't touched you in 6 goddamn. How the fuck you pregnant? How the hell you get this? How you get that shit? They find out you are in the military. They just want to get married. Let's get married. And all that shit. So they get half everything you get. Just in case something happens, God forbid. But like I said, you've been out for 6-month deployments, come back and you got a baby in your hand, and she don't look nothing like you.
See,
but now you gotta pay that shit.
I mean, you're right. I mean, those scores, they have you take those scores. You got to have a minimum and all that, and that's fine. And those scores are going to determine. They look at your score and they say, okay, you'll be better suited in this area here. You scored high in these areas here. You'll be better suited over here. but that don't mean that you're going to succeed in those areas.
Not at
That
all.
that doesn't mean you're going to succeed in those areas. Doesn't mean any damn thing. Because when you start getting into your practical job, that doesn't mean that you can actually do the damn thing. Doesn't mean a goddamn thing.
Yeah. So when I was in the Navy, I was a wires maker. I was doing computers and wires and stuff like that. I want to fix the computer, the Radio Shack and ops and all that stuff. And all the equipment failed. They called me, and I had to take time and months and learn that shit. Reading all these damn ass books. And half these knuckleheads and the officers don't read jack.
It doesn't mean anything. I mean, it doesn't mean I was a unit army in the military. I have done none of that in my civilian life. I'm in IT now. But it doesn't mean anything.
Right.
What? I'm good with weapons? That doesn't mean anything.
That's what I same thing. Like that. No, I went in.
When I get out the military, I turned down police officer jobs. I didn't want to do it. I said, I want to do it. It doesn't mean any damn thing.
I didn't want to do that crap either. I want to be.
Now, if I'm in the military, yeah, you goddamn right. I want to be surrounded by the weapons. Yep, you showed absolutely right. It was the reason why I told them I wanted to be an armorer. I want to be what they call in the rear with the gear with the weapons. Fuck y'all. I want to be with the something go down. I want to be around the weapons. I don't ever want to run out of ammunition. You goddamn right.
Fuck all y'all.
But out in the real world, that doesn't help me. It doesn't do anything for me. Yeah, I can buy a gun and okay, now what? I mean, so what? So what you scored that on? That doesn't mean any damn thing. Doesn't mean that you smart. Like I said, man, the guy that 03 captain, he was dumb as a fucking bag of paper rocks.
Paper rocks.
He was stupid. He was stupid.
There's a lot of stupid motherfuckers out here, I'll tell you that.
Not even that. He doesn't even know. Like, I could sit here and dangle baby nuts and tell him that he's talking to a person that has an IQ is almost 130, but I don't say that because I don't lead with my nuts. I'm a human being first. You know what I'm saying?
That's why those comments, man, that type of stuff it really bothers me. It really bothers me because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Sound like one of the baby mama tears, ain't it?
Yeah.
They don't know what the fuck they talking about. The smartest.
Not even that, man.
Especially when you're not brave enough to come up and defend your intellect.
Right. And even if he was a military guy, you should be comfortable around other military guys to come in and be like, hey, my brothers, this, that, the other. You know what I'm saying? You should be comfortable around the same men that have done the same things you did. What's stopping you from coming on this show?
Hey, Perfect Black, that might have been your guy who ran in the ditch.
he running the Humvee in the ditch while he wearing Nogs, while he wearing goddamn night vision goggles.
Mr. 150.
I'm just saying, man. Like, if you
come fucking poop.
And that's the problem. That leads back to what I said. Some people are not about that life. Now it makes me question whether you even served or not. Because most military men that I know, they're not cowards. If they have something to say, they'll come and say it and then be done with it. Right?
Right or wrong. If they're right, they could. If they're wrong, they're gonna stand and defend their position.
Correct.
I told you you might be the one that crashed that damn Jeep in the damn ditch.
Mm-hmm. And that is the exact problem. You got people like this man in the chat that want to sit here and go into service, and this is why we're as Americans we're in the position that we're in now because they worried about a goddamn GT score.
You fucking men come fucking poop.
That is so irrelevant. What you score, that doesn't mean any goddamn thing.
Well, it's no different. These motherfuckers say I got a degree. I'm smarter than you.
Well, how is that working for all of these black women?
It don't. But I'm just saying that's the they mindset. That paper on the wall that's supposed to work wonders.
It's meaning nothing.
Nothing.
I have a paper on the wall, but I still come on here and spread knowledge to everybody. That don't mean a damn thing. That only means that I took time out of my life to do something. So what?
I got a paper on the wall too. Say deadbeat, but you know what I'm saying?
Oh man, like where did these people come from? Who raised these people, man?
Baby Mama Terrence.
Where did he?
You know, but it is.
Damn.
You know what? I know it's not gonna happen. I know it's not gonna happen, but I would love to have the. I would love they would bring back the draft and see how all these motherfuckers gonna panic.
Man, half these people will dodge draft, man.
I ain't gonna lie. I would not. I'm not going nowhere. I'm dodge like a motherfucker. Sure will. I'm going nowhere.
You're gonna start seeing a whole bunch of people come up with bone spurs.
I'm going.
A whole bunch of people come up with bone spurs.
I'm going to Canada.
College enrollment up 75%.
I'm going to Canada.
You're gonna see a bunch of people say that they're gonna be diagnosed with flat feet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
You keep buying in, y'all. Hey, keep buying offices. You're gonna get your wish.
And that's what I'm saying, man. That's why I said it's not for everybody. Like, stay in your lane. And that's the premise that I was making earlier. Like, some people stay in your lane. If you know the military isn't for you, stay the fuck out the military. Don't go into the military with disingenuous intent, because the system will break you.
Well, a lot of people go into the military because they don't have any other choices.
Right.
I mean,
like, for example, half of the men that are in the military come from single mother family homes.
Right. They got a lot of them. They don't have any really other choices. I can't say that was the way for me, because I went into the military coming right out of college. And with me, I was still a city boy. I had a lot of city attitude. I wanted to fight every goddamn body who was racist. I couldn't deal with it. I was coming from St. Louis, going to Wichita, Kansas, which was a mistake, and coming from a bigger city to goddamn Wichita. Oh my God, that wasn't a good idea for a man.
He's talking about Kansas for those who don't know.
Yeah, that wasn't a good idea coming from there, and you know, from the streets and all that. That wasn't a good idea, and dealing with racist culture, it was hard for me to deal with. So I went from college to the military, but a lot of people don't even have that choice. A lot of people ain't got no other choices. A lot of people don't even barely get to 2.0 in high school. And then when they graduate, they can't do shit. So the military is all they got.
Yeah.
You know? So a lot of people back their way into the military. And for a lot of black men, that's pretty much the story for most black men that's in the military. Most of them back their way into the military.
Yeah.
People don't want to talk about that, but the majority for that guy talking about, you know, they're talking about the scores. You know, you got a lot of people. You got most people and white folks who kind of back their way into the military.
Right. It's I'm telling you, like, and a lot of people say this is disingenuous what I'm about to say, but I think in some respects the military is just one giant, huge, dang orphanage that pays these people. I'm just saying, because a lot of the Marines that I met, they come from homes without a mother. I've met a Marine who was damn homeless when he enlisted. Like, it's ridiculous, man. You never know who you're gonna meet in there.
Right.
You know, I've met Marines who used to sell white girl. I done met so many people in the Marine Corps, man. It is ridiculous. And you really have to be careful who you're talking to in reference to these things, because people do things for different reasons. Like, to be honest with you, when I joined the Marine Corps, I was a damn janitor. Well, before I got fired, but I was a janitor. Shit. It is what it is. Hey, I keep it 100, man. I'm not ashamed of cleaning up a floor to support my then one son. Right. I did what I had to do.
Right.
I just chose the Marine Corps because I wanted something better for him, and I wanted something better for myself. Or I could have became a menace to society. So I feel where you're coming from. You know what I'm saying? And there are some people, all they need is just an opportunity in life.
Yeah. You know, my father served in the Marine Corps. Actually, incidentally, my whole family go all the way back to this. I can trace military service back to the Civil War in my family. That's a different discussion. My father was one of the last people to be sentenced to the Marines.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he went to the Marines during the time when the judges was like, it's either the Marines or jail or prison. Your choice.
And he chose to suck.
He chose the Marines. He chose the Marines.
Good choice.
He chose the Marines. He chose the Marines. So they had been, when I've been told, they had been selling dope and all that type of shit. He chose the Marines. So,
but how this ties into baby mama terrorism, man, is the simple fact that I think that from a Department of Defense standpoint, there needs to be better provisions to protect service members, man. Because this is getting out of control. Like, you know what I'm saying? Military members shouldn't be seen as a walking lick. Just saying, man.
But that's exactly how they see us. That's exactly how they see people. I had to give, somebody, I don't know who it was, if somebody asked, somebody spoke about giving newly enlisted men these type of debriefings. I did that, but I had to do that on a one-on-one basis with soldiers that were fresh out of basic training at AIT, and they came to me up under my command. I would give them this. I would give them, look, I know you're going to do things. You need to wear a condom. Take your condom with you. People don't understand that's an old game right there. Taking your condom with you.
Right.
I was telling my soldier, look, take your condom with you. Don't put it in her trash. Take it with you and all that other type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that, soldiers don't get that type of advice because it's not politically correct. The feminists would shit kittens if the military had classes like that. When you get into the military, they would shit kittens. I'm telling you that right now. They wouldn't have it.
I bet you they will. Let me give a shout out. Let me give a shout out to MPI for the $5 donation. They said I was about to join the Navy, and I scored high enough to pick a job as a welder. I opted out because I thought that was a bad thing. Shout out to you, MPI. Also,
welders make a lot of money.
Shout out to MPI.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I know. Shout out to MPI. Wants to give a $2 donation. Hey, you missed my super chat. I got it, brother. Shout out to you one more again. I want to give a shout out to Realto Properties for the $4.99. He said the benefits are worth it. Working on an electrical engineering degree right now for free. Yep, my cousin did it. Shout out to you, my brother. Yep, he was in the Navy.
Hey, I could tell you, I got 4 IT certifications. My first IT certification was paid for by the military because I was in. It was one of those benefits that I got, and I used it up, of course. But so yeah, that's where it was worth it for me.
Well, let me ask y'all this, man, because I'm finna get off and get on the couch and watch the Super Bowl. I want to ask y'all. Not even ask. What would you tell any young brother that's thinking about going to the military? What would you tell them before they join?
Does he have options to go to college and do his own thing before he goes to the military? I would want to know, why is he going to the military?
Mm-hmm.
And does he have any other options? What is his academics like? What was his academics like? Maybe that kid, maybe he needs some academic advices to, get into other colleges, to get other skills. Why is he going? If he tells me he's going to get scholarships, maybe I need to help him get some scholarships. Maybe I can help him do some writing so he can get scholarships or whatnot to go to school. If they tell me that, well, I barely graduated and I'm pretty much all on my own. Yeah, my mother ain't no good. Then I probably would tell them that'd be a good option. You need to get the fuck away from your whole home environment, get away from your neighborhood and all of that. So for me, it really would just depend upon that person, upon that kid, because this is what I do. That's what I do when I'm mentoring these boys. I'm always looking at, okay, what is his options? So I'm trying to weigh his options. So what is his academics like in high school? If he got anything over 3.0, 3.5, he's got some serious scholarship options, he's had to really apply himself. Maybe the school he's going to isn't really helping him apply that way. And so now I'm gonna go to that school and I'm gonna advocate for him, you know, in the academics department, say, hey, y'all need to really push this kid because he's got some good grades to get into some to get some scholarships to go to school, as opposed to going to the military. Now, this kid that's below a 2.0 and all that type of stuff, yeah, that may be a better option for him so he can learn some discipline. So somebody come to me, if a kid come to me, I'm going to assess their situation first. If they say they want to go to the military, because it may not be a good idea, because I'm always going to advocate, kind of steer away from that if they have better options in the civilian world. That's just my opinion.
Okay. DJ?
I would say go to college, because if you go into the Marine Corps and you don't have a college degree, you're going to start off with slave labor, buddy.
Oh, and I'm sorry. When I say tell them to go to college, I'm going to have them go to school for a career that's in demand.
Yeah.
And that's so right. I'm going to try to steer them into a field that's in demand. And what I've done is mentor, at least in terms of career-wise, I've taken kids and taken them to my job so they can see what I do on the IT side, right? So because I'm trying to steer a lot of these black boys into IT. So I'm going to try to get them into STEM fields and that type of stuff where their skills are going to take them a long way. I'm sorry, I ain't meaning to go ahead, man.
DJ?
Yeah, I'm here. I would say go to college, man. The military wasn't what it once was when I enlisted or when anybody else enlisted. I think that collectively on this panel we can agree. But if you do decide to enlist, if you do, know what you're getting into and know what you're signing, because you're going to provide a biometric signature. And once you sign on the dotted line, they got your ass now. I'm telling you, get everything in writing.
That's facts.
Don't fuck off. Don't sit here and be like, oh, they promised me this. No, get it in writing. If it's not in writing in the military, they can give a fuck about it.
Keep a copy of your medical records at every level. Keep a copy of your medical records. That's a whole different discussion, but keep a copy of your medical records.
I got a question though for y'all.
Yes, sir.
What y'all think about the Space Force? That's what's kind of new. I'm thinking like you don't fight anybody. You fighting aliens? I mean, I don't understand the Space Force. Can y'all know anything about that?
I can say nothing about that. That started with Donald Trump. I don't know anything about that.
I have no recollection about it. You're talking about somebody who's supposed to be on the boat.
I do know that they, in order to fill a lot of the top rank and file, they moved a lot of people from different branches of the military. Because I do know they got their own uniforms and all that type of stuff. But outside of that, I don't know, man. I would imagine that's a heavy STEM field type of Space Force. I would imagine that's heavy STEM. That's a lot of Air Force, because Air Force is real big in tech and all of that. So, but outside of that, I don't know. I don't know. Where would they go for basic training?
In Mars.
I don't know.
Mars, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know, man.
Jupiter got that.
I don't know. I can't speak to that. I do not know this.
Hey,
but no, like I said,
go ahead,
brother.
Well,
go ahead.
Okay, I'm just gonna read the chat. Shout out to niggas. $5 donation. He said 6 years, 2 months, and 22 days. I got the hell up out of there. USAF Security Forces. Shout out to you, my brother.
Hey, that man. The years, the months, and the days. That must have been some hard time, man.
You heard what he said? He got the hell up. Sound like jail. He got the hell up out of that. 6 years, 2 months, and 22 days. Jeez.
I don't recommend the Air Force unless you're going into tech.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't recommend Air Force unless you're going into tech.
Damn.
They big in tech. Real huge in tech.
I didn't know they had no Space Force.
All right.
Yeah, they do. That's new. It is. They do have a Space Force. Like I said, I don't imagine that they don't do anything outside of tech. I don't know enough about them. I don't know enough about them to say, yeah, go into the Space Force. I don't know. But I would imagine it's not a lot of combat.
Yeah, it's a lot of support missions because I wouldn't imagine in the next 5 to 10 to 15 years we're gonna have a war in space. I wouldn't see that happening anytime soon.
Yeah.
So I don't
seen
know.
something about I seen something about the satellites, and then they said that the China shot something directly from space down, or something like that. And in recent news, is this guy named Black Conservative. I see him talking about it, and that has something to do with the Space Force and just fighting for the satellites in the sky. I mean, and for because they could actually attack from above.
Yeah, they were supposed to have shot down one of their own satellites, and they were very irresponsible in doing so because it put a lot of debris out into space.
Mm-hmm.
But don't think for 1 minute that the United States does not have that same capability. I'm pretty sure that capability that China has, that they likely got it from the United States. Very little technology that China has that they came up on their own. Most of their technology they either stole or they bought.
I will say this. I will say that the Department of Defense probably had that for decades.
For decades.
I'm telling you, a lot of people don't understand. The Department of Defense is way ahead of its time. Trust us, we know.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
People don't really understand just how powerful the United States is. People don't understand that. They really don't understand. They look at TV, but you really don't understand just how powerful the United States is when it comes to that. Trust me when I tell you, what China did is, trust me, it's old news. Their technology, again, most of the time, China's technology is pirated, stolen, and otherwise, that they don't really come up with their own technology for the most part.
Compromised equipment.
They reverse engineer a lot of stuff and then kind of build off of that. That's how they've gotten where they are.
Yeah, I completely 100% agree. And I wish that I can really reveal it, but unfortunately I can't because I informed Mr. Palmer there are certain things I'm not willing to talk about, but I will piggyback off what you said. Like a lot of people don't have that understanding.
Yeah, people really don't. People really do not understand just how powerful the United States is, what the United States can actually do.
Right.
What the United States. I don't want people don't understand. One battalion, a whole experienced battalion, military battalion can literally take over a whole city.
Yes.
And then some. One battalion could take over an entire city.
Yep.
And the police couldn't do anything. They wouldn't be remotely equipped to do anything about it.
Yeah. Like they pull up and all they would have to do is give it up. Like there'd be no
they would have no basis of defense, of resistance. Right. None.
Yeah, I agree.
Like I said, people really don't understand. They really don't understand. They really don't.
And I think also with this whole Space Force situation, this has been happening. They were talking about this even when I was enlisted, and we kind of laughed it off. Like it wasn't anything new. It wasn't like, oh my God, like we knew. We just didn't really were privy to how deep it really goes. Like most military people, when stuff comes out, we've probably already known because they've already briefed us on it and told us to shut the fuck up.
Mm-hmm. Like here's an exercise I would want people to do when it comes to the Space Force. When you start Wikipedia and Google the Space Force and the chain of command that's within the Space Force, what you're going to find, the individuals, you're going to find these are former Air Force and Air Navy people.
Or something that's high level in the Navy somewhere.
Right, or just high level in tech. I guarantee you. Because I did some cursory things. I'm like, oh yeah. So this is just the Space Force is basically the Air Force on steroids.
Mm.
I don't think they got any combat or anything. They don't nothing combat. Everything is air and tech.
Yeah, of course, because they want to dominate the skies. He who dominates the skies in war dominates the war, of course.
So what China did shooting down their own satellite, that was nothing. That really was nothing. That was nothing. No. That was nothing.
That was somebody jerking off, and then while you're jerking off, your pinky finger hit your tip of your dick. That's what it was.
That was nothing. The international military community and all that, they were more upset about the fact that they did that because it was irresponsible. They could have just guided it down into the ocean like every other nation does with their satellites.
Yeah, of course.
They just send them down into the atmosphere so it can burn out into the atmosphere, or it can go into the ocean. And that was it. What they did, they blew it up in space, and so now you got a lot of space debris that's going on, and that space debris can hit everybody else's satellites, even their own.
Well, they knew what they were doing. They what they did was strategic. Trying to say fuck up other people's shit. Hey,
right. They were just trying to flex to say, okay, this is what we can do. We have this ability to do that now.
Right.
When at least the intelligence communities, they all knew that they can do that.
Right.
Yeah, of course. They knew. They've been new. They've known. I'm telling you, Interpol has known for a while.
Right. That shooting some out of the shooting some type of weapon from a satellite. That is shit has been a goal since the fucking Sputnik.
Yeah,
that is old news. That is old news, man. That's old news. If you can put a satellite out in space, you have the ability to have a damn rocket, something, a weapon, a nuclear weapon, to be put on one of yours and pointed it somewhere, anywhere that you want. That's old.
Well, y'all, go ahead, bro.
I said, and that's the thing. It's like what I was saying with enlisting. Do your research and know what you're getting into. A lot of people just jump into stuff and don't know what they're jumping into. Do your homework. You know what I'm saying? When I went into the Marine Corps, unfortunately, I jumped into it. I didn't really do my homework like that. It was just lucky for me that I was just built that way. And I was able to survive because half of it was just getting treated like a regular black guy, and the other half was just having some sort of culpability with your mind. Really? So just know what you're getting yourself into. In the modern day, I wouldn't recommend it. But if you're really, really desperate and you really, really need to go, I'm talking 911 situation, like you're out in the street, you ain't got no food, you starving, then go.
Yeah.
But if you have means to an end, if you have, you know what I'm saying, if you're well to do, motherfucker, go to college.
Exactly.
That's all I got.
And one several of the guys that I did recommend, I recommended for them to go overseas. Get them to where their first permanent duty station is going to be overseas after they get out of basic and after they get out of their training, their individual training, because each branch has their in the Army they call it AIT. I don't know what they call it anything else. After basic training, and you go to MCT job. Right. So in the Army is AIT, where you go to actually learn your job. And after that, I tell them to try to get overseas so you can get more experiences, so you can see more of the world and all of that. And then after during your first 4 year stint, your first contract, get as much education as you can and get the fuck out.
Right. Oh, yes. One more thing before you go, Mr. If you do enlist, save your money. Don't trick your money off on women.
Yes. Do not send it home to relatives.
Thank you. Save your money.
I made that mistake for a while. I made that major mistake the first time. Oh my God.
Save your money. Put it away. Have something left when you get out. Don't be like a lot of these guys. You get out and you have nothing and no one to go home to. You tricked off all your money on beer, cigarettes, and women. Now you got to sleep out in the street. Be wise with your money. Be smart. That's all I got, Mr. Palmer.
Fucking poop. Right. Leave your money to family and they taking over, fuck it up. Hey, Kareem, you got something you wanted to say before I get on the couch and watch Super Bowl?
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, it started too. The Bengals shut them down on first drive. Like I was a dude my size, bro. Let the defensive end go right past him. I'm like, bro, you should be ashamed of yourself.
What's the score?
There ain't no score yet, but I'm like, dude,
it's still 0-0.
You let this defensive end get past you, bro. Like you need to sit on the bench now, and reflect on that.
The Bengals are going for a 4th and 1, and they just missed it.
Yeah, they just shut him down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What you want to say, Kareem? Before I get off, and I'm watching this shit too.
Well, I'm a person. My uncle did 31 years in the Navy, retired a Master Chief. I remember reading a Black History article about him, man, and I was astounded. My uncle was one of the best, top three out of the whole Navy in aviation mechanics and aeronautics technology. My uncle, tons of medals and honors and everything, man. Special division in the Navy, did a lot of stuff. Another thing too, my uncle don't got the victim mind state, never bitch, complain about nothing, worked hard for everything he got. So I admire that man. That's my godfather as well. I just watched a story about this lady. She called in. This guy's a doctor. He's friends with David Ramsey. Lady called in his show and was talking about how she had this man's three kids. So he was saying, like sexually provocative stuff to, the stuff you say to your woman when you turn on or whatever. And she was saying that he shouldn't be saying that in front of the kids and, basically putting parameters on what he says to her. But she was fine with it prior to having the kids. This lady straight up on this show said that she takes care of three kids and she does not want to take care of another human being, a la her husband. And he was in the Air Force.
Wow.
So, and also my uncle, when he was away, he used to be out to sea a lot. And his ex-wife my aunt did a bunch of dumb shit, stealing from her job twice, grand larceny, stole hundreds of thousands from her job. She works in finance while my uncle was away to sea. And my uncle had to spend time and resources on clearing his wife's name or his ex-wife's name. So, like many other I will say at this point, I don't see why any man would get married in America. You're dealing with retarded children that are adult, they're of adult age, but they act like retarded children. And remember, it's like the monkey with the gun analogy. You have these people that claim to be adults, claim to have all these powers and rights, yet they always blame someone else for their actions, never take accountability for anything. And just remember, fellas, we've given this group of people power. Let that sink in. So if you get married at this point, you're a dummy. I don't care what profession you're in. You'll fuck if you're a moonwalker. You're stupid if you get married at this point.
Truth is what it is.
And on that note, I'm gonna get off this couch and finish watching the game. I appreciate all y'all tuning in. Appreciate all the gems. And like I said, y'all need to take heed if y'all want to join the military. And like I said, if you're gonna join the military, I hope y'all take heed to what was told to you. If you didn't hear, you can watch it all over again. But when it comes to y'all being in the military, you're not exempt with dealing with a baby mama terrorist and his unjust system. Just know that. So focus on you. Again, you have to change the laws of your mind and focus on you. You, me, myself, and I, fuck the rest. And you'll live longer.
Facts.
So I appreciate your perfect blackness. I
Big
appreciate
facts, man.
you. Yeah, I appreciate you, DJ. I appreciate you, Julius. You know what I'm saying? Chief Cook, Israel, and my man, Kareem. And everybody else that served the military, man. Salute to all y'all who survived, and salute to y'all who plan on going, and salute to the ones that's currently in there. But one thing about it is, baby mama terrorists is everywhere.
Hey, Mr. Palmer, can I say something real quick before you close out?
Go ahead.
Speaking on the Super Bowl, man, and this is some inspiration for any man that's ready to give up right now, right? The quarterback for the LA Rams, man, Stratford. Remember, just a couple seasons ago, this man was going through bodily pain and retired. He fucking rebounded. He is now in the Super Bowl, man. So you can rebound as well.
Yeah, he can rebound, but I don't give a fuck about them goddamn Lambs. I hope they lose tonight, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I'm going with Bengals. So I mean, but I get what you're saying. I get exactly.
What he's saying is right, but still fuck them Lambs.
Yeah, I'm going with Bengals. So, but no doubt, man.
Oh,
So
definitely the Bengals definitely play. They do everything right. I think that here's the thing. I think it's going to be a very low scoring game, and the team that fucks up first is going to lose.
Right.
So you best to hope they don't mess up because they haven't. They do everything right. So
that's facts. Now that's facts.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all right, y'all. I appreciate y'all, man. I don't know if I'm going live tomorrow, but if I don't, I'm definitely going live Tuesday. I don't know about tomorrow yet. But
you got to pump and dump tomorrow, right?
Yep. Goddamn right. But yeah, man. Y'all be cool. Y'all be smooth, man, and y'all be safe out here. All right.
All right. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. Yeah, y'all, man. Just wanted to do something quick before, not quick, but do something, before the the football started, which it just started. It's only 20 minutes in, I think. So y'all be safe. Y'all have a good one. And like I said, you're not safe nowhere. You got to be careful. You got to hold your own and keep your veins cold anywhere you go, anything you want to do. Because where there's a feminist piece of shit, you already got a baby mama terrorist. I'm Mr. Palmer. And prayers to all the fallen soldiers and pray to all y'all that's at war now with these baby mama terrorists and this unjust system. I'm Mr. Palmer. And this conversation is over. Fuck child support. Peace.
Baby mama terrorist.
Yeah.
BMT. It's my baby mama. I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coke. It's my baby mama. She be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies, and doing setups. It's my baby mama. I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coke. It's my baby mama. She be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies, and doing setups. It's my baby mama. I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coke. It's my baby mama. She be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies, and doing setups. It's my baby mama. I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coke. It's my baby mama. She be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies, and doing setups. Riding around, try to play the Romans, innocent with an evil soul. In public, wearing fake hellos, behind closed doors, she rocked them horns. I moved on, she wanna teach me a lesson. Can't see my kids, man, I'm stressing. Couldn't see my son to give me his present. She got married to teach me a lesson. Telling people she did nothing wrong, knowing that well since I moved on. Thought that money would keep me home. Hell no, bitch, I'm gone. I don't know what you lost your mind. Try to say my name, but I know your kind. Saying I'm a deadbeat, bitch, you lying. Fighting in court, man, I'm trying to be a father to my kids. She focus on the wrong shit, worried about another bid instead of us co-parent. Put my kids in grown folks' business, telling them lies, bitch, you wicked. Split personality, oh yeah, you twisted. Never thought I'd go through this. It's my baby mama. I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coke. It's my baby mama. She be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies, and doing setups. It's my baby mama. I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coke. It's my baby mama. She be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies, and doing setups. It's my baby mama. I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coke. It's my baby mama. She be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies, and doing setups. It's my baby mama. I'm on child support. Can't see my kids, so I stay in coke. It's my baby mama. She be riding Lexus, finding sugar daddies, and doing setups.